invented a new capsule. I'm about to send it into space.
It's pretty funny for a mother. You know who's a good cook, too? Richard's mother. Well, not as good as you, of course, but who is?
Thank you.
She's a nice woman, Mrs. Harrison, isn't she?
Oh, she's very nice.
You know something? I'll bet if you and Papa had to go out of town for, say, a week, and you couldn't take me with you, I'll bet she'd invite me to stay with them.
Probably. Mrs. Harrison is a very kind-hearted and generous woman.
Mm-hmm. The only other person I know who's more kind-hearted and generous is you. That's why when I heard Mr. and Mrs. Harrison were going out of town for a week, I invited Richard to stay with us.
Now, just a minute.
Mom, you can't go back on your promise.
What promise?
I gave Mrs. Harrison your word that you'd love to have Richard stay with us.
You gave my word?
Mom, when a woman as kind-hearted and generous as Mrs. Harrison would let me stay in her house for a whole week, the least we can do is reciprocate.
Meet Kathy, who lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair. But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet,
The ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet. Still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Got the cot.
Oh, good. The Kentners had an extra blanket.
Let me ask you something. Do you really think it's a good idea, Richard staying with us?
Who had a chance to think? I was so dazzled by your daughter's logic, I was happy to quit while I was ahead, before she talked me into adopting him.
He can blind you with footwork.
Oh, well, it'll all work out. It's only for a week.
Hi, Mrs. Lane. Hi, Mr. Lane.
Hello, Richard. Patty, Richard's here.
Well, welcome to the harem.
Harem? That's a good one. That's because there's so many women around, huh?
You get a wonderful sense of humor, Richard. It'll be a real joy having you here this week.
Hi, Rich.
Hi.
We got you set up in Ross's room.
Hey, that's great.
Oh, let me help you with that, Joe. What do you got in that thing?
Oh, just some clothes, my shaving equipment, and my weights.
Weights?
Yeah, for developing his muscles.
Thanks. I knew they weren't for developing his mind.
Don't worry about these weights, Mr. Lane. I'll be as quiet as a mouse with them.
Sure.
Forget it, Kath.
Ross, what are you doing up so late?
I've been trying to get in there for hours.
Kathy, all through? All through? I haven't even started. Richard's more of a bathroom hog than you are. Oh, that's part of his physical fitness program. First he takes a cold shower to stimulate his blood, then he takes a hot shower to calm him down, then he takes a cold shower to tone up his muscles, then he takes a hot shower to make him sleepy. You're joking. No. What's wrong with a person wanting to be clean? Well, nothing. Only aren't you afraid he'll drown?
Oh, hi, girls. Traffic getting a little jammed up here?
Oh, no, Papa. We were just talking about Esther Williams.
How's Richard getting along so far?
Just fine. He was telling me how much he enjoyed Mom's dinner.
Well, we certainly enjoyed watching him eat it. Last time I saw food disappear that fast was in a magic act.
It may interest you to know that in some countries, if a guest leaves anything on his plate, it's considered an insult.
Well, in that case, he's got a fine future ahead of him as a diplomat.
Well, either Richard is finished or the reservoirs run dry.
Nothing like a bunch of showers to make a guy feel sleepy.
Oh, You go ahead, Patty. No, Kathy, that's okay. After all, Richard is my guest. No, you go ahead. No, go on, really. Look, if anybody has to be inconvenienced, it should be me.
Ross? 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 Are you awake, Ross?
No.
Now that we're both awake, why don't we talk about something?
What about?
Oh, I don't know. We can think of something to talk about. Did you hear that bugle? It's funny you should mention that. Did I ever tell you about my cousin Fred?
Who?
The one in the Marines. Boy, is he in great shape. Rugged, you know what I mean? He's in such great shape you could hit him in the stomach with a sledgehammer and he wouldn't even feel it.
What's he doing blowing a bugle at this time of night?
And you know why he's in such great shape? Now get a load of this. He never sleeps on a mattress. None of the guys in his company do. Even when they're in camp, they sleep on the floor. Now, what do you think of that?
Oh, I think it's a great idea. But I'm going to be an atomic scientist, and they all sleep in nice soft beds like this one. Good night, Richard.
Okay, you sleepy heads, you better get with it. You're gonna be late for school.
What was that? Where? Either the house is on fire or Richard is awake. Wow, sure makes a good alarm clock, doesn't he? Oh, yes. Every night before we go to bed, we can wind him up, pull out his tongue, and he'll go off at the crack of dawn.
Morning, Mrs. Lane.
Morning, Twinkle Toes.
Huh?
What would you like for breakfast, Richard?
Oh, don't go to any trouble for me. Just some juice and milk will be fine.
Don't be silly. I can't send you to school on an empty stomach. How about some hot cakes? Batter's ready.
Well, if it's ready, I wouldn't want it to go to waste.
But why do we have to pick up after Richard? We don't. I do. It's part of my deal with Mom. I never thought it possible, but he's even sloppier than Ross. Oh, come on, Kathy. Boys are not supposed to be neat. And besides, it only looks sloppier because Richard's clothes are bigger.
Boy, Mrs. Lane, I sure love those hotcakes. But the bacon and eggs were great.
Well, I'm glad we didn't have to worry about them going to waste.
I better get my things together.
Are you sure that'll hold you until lunch?
I'll pick up a couple of candy bars on the way to school. Gonna get my books.
Okay. Morning, Mom. Boy, would I like some hotcakes.
I'm sure you would.
Good morning, Aunt Natalie. I'd like some bacon and eggs. They smell delicious.
I'm afraid the smell is all you get, Kathy. Richard didn't leave much else.
Oh, well, that's a great compliment, Mom. It shows how much he enjoys your cooking.
Oh, believe me, I'm flattered. But until I can stock up again, why don't you two have breakfast out this morning? It'll make a nice change.
All right, thank you.
Don't bother giving me any money, Nat. I'll eat breakfast here.
Guess again, Mr. Hubbard, the cupboard is bare.
Richard?
It was like an invasion, the appetite from outer space.
That's not fair. Richard's a growing boy. He burns up a lot of energy.
Say that again.
Good morning, Mr. Lane. Are you going to be long, Patty?
No, we're ready right now.
Oh, you kids sure ain't fast. Well, let's go.
Have a good day. Goodbye. Isn't he too much? I mean, now, where else are you going to find a house guest like that? Bye.
Careful, sir. My husband may be home any moment.
So what's all this stuff?
Oh, I had a gay mad fling at the supermarket, stocking up on some of Richard's favorite foods.
His favorite foods?
Anything edible.
You know, Natalie, I think you're right.
About what?
We have been invaded. Richard is a Martian.
Do you think that's the answer?
It's war on a fiendish scale. They're going to eat us into submission.
Terrible way for the world to end.
I'll get him to stop. Richard, will you please?
I'll get him to stop, Papa.
Natalie, why don't you put that where it'll be safe?
Oh, no. It's become a game, and I am determined not to lose.
I got him to stop jumping.
Good.
He's working with his barbells now. They don't make so much noise.
Good. That'll help his appetite. He's wasting away.
Oh, we got a card from Richard's folks this morning. They're having a wonderful time.
Wish I was there.
Well, let's just say I lost the game. One moment, please. I'll call him. Richard! Long distance.
Thanks a lot, Mrs. Lane.
Hold it, Nat.
Huh?
There's nothing to save.
I keep forgetting.
Hello? Oh, hi, Mom. Oh, wow. We're having a ball. No, I won't forget. When are you coming home? Well, I want to warn you. You may not be able to get me back. The Lanes might not let me go. They're crazy about me. Yeah, sure. Okay. Bye for now. That was my mom.
Oh,
I didn't know we were going out.
we're not. I am.
You mean you've got a date with somebody else?
Well, why the big flap, Richard? You know I date other fellas.
Yeah, sure, and I date other girls, but not while I'm at your house.
Richard, I made this date a long time ago before you ever got here.
Oh, what difference does that make? I'm your guest.
Well, if you're going to be that flaky about it, I suppose I can break it.
Okay.
Okay, what?
Okay, break it.
You are the most inconsiderate, selfish person I have ever met.
Well, what am I supposed to do here by myself?
Do whatever you please. Look, don't think of yourself as a guest. Think of yourself as one of the family. Good night. I mean it, Freddie. If you like poetry, you'll absolutely flip for this book. It's a collection of the lyrics from all the Beatle albums. It's... Richard!
Well, I didn't realize it was that late already.
What do you think you're doing?
Come on in and sit down and make yourself comfortable. How have you been, Freddie?
Okay.
Richard!
We haven't seen you around here lately, young fella. I guess school's been keeping you kind of busy, huh?
Yeah, kinda.
Richard!
Well, the only way to get ahead is get the nose down to the old grindstone. I remember when...
Richard, Aren't you getting a little tired?
Tired? Heck no, Patty. Tomorrow's Saturday and I... Oh, you two want to be alone. Well, I guess maybe I am getting a little tired. Don't stay up too late, you two. Oh, those kids.
I'll go get you that book. I want to hold your hand. You know, Freddie, it's so refreshing to meet someone who digs intellectual.
Well, you know, most of the girls I meet, they're interested in stuff like, well, fluff.
Yeah. I guess I must be the old-fashioned type. I like, sitting home in front of the fireplace and listening to great music or watching a good horror movie on TV.
Boy, you got soul. The first time I saw you, I said to myself, boy.
Go right ahead, kids. Don't let me interrupt.
What were you saying, Freddie, about the first time you saw me?
Oh, yeah. The first time I saw you, I said to myself,
You kids want something to eat?
No! Thank you. Go on, Freddie.
huh? Where was I?
The first time you saw me, you said to yourself...
The first time I saw you, I said to myself, I don't remember what I said.
It started with, boy.
Oh, yeah. The first time I saw you, I said to myself, boy.
Now, don't pay any attention to me, kids. Just pretend I'm not here.
You know, maybe I better take off. I mean, it's getting kind of late.
Later than some people think. I'll see you at the door.
Leaving already, Freddie?
Yeah.
Well, now that you know where we are, don't be a stranger.
Thanks a lot.
I had a wonderful time, Freddie. Thank you.
I'll call you tomorrow, Pat.
Okay, bye.
Oh, wait a minute, Patty. Calm down. You said I was a guest, right? I meant family. Patty, you're not listening.
I was just bringing it to you. Good night.
Sorry about that. I dropped my shot put.
Oh, that's all right, Richard.
I'm going down to practice now.
Fine. See you later.
Well, he may not be too bright, but he's clumsy.
Stop. What do you think Ross is going to be like in a few years?
You trying to get me to leave home?
Let's see. How long's Richard been here?
6 months? Or does it just seem that long? Hey, wait a minute. He got here last Saturday. That means he leaves tomorrow. Hallelujah.
I forgot my money.
I hate to say it, Kathy, but it's a plain, simple fact. Having Richard here is a first-class drag. Last week, you were defending him all over the place. Well, that was last week. I'll tell you something. You never know a man until you've lived under the same roof with him. That's original. I'm sorry to have to say this, too, but Richard is inconsiderate and stubborn, and he eats like an army of warrior ants.
Richard, lunch is ready.
Hey, you better stand back, Nat. You know what happens when Richard hears lunch.
You're liable to get trampled into a salad.
Where is Richard?
I haven't seen him since breakfast. Oh, he's probably upstairs. I'll go get him.
Hey, if Richard's upstairs when lunch is down here, he must be sick.
Well, if he hasn't eaten since breakfast, he may have starved to death.
I don't think either one of you is being very funny.
Hey! He's not up there. What do you mean he's not there? He's gone, and so are all his things.
Well, what does that mean?
Do you suppose someone could have hurt his feelings?
Oh, boy. When am I ever going to learn to keep my big fat mouth shut?
You don't have to apologize, Patty. I must have been the creep of all time.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
You wouldn't?
No. Maybe you were a little noisy, but nobody's perfect.
Oh, I never said I was perfect.
Oh, what I mean is, you're only human.
Oh, I know I have my faults.
Oh, so what of it, Richard? Look, every teenage boy is sloppy and clumsy.
And eats like an army of warrior ants.
And is also an eavesdropper.
Yeah, well, you're not so perfect yourself.
Who said I was?
And neither's your family.
Hey, now, just a minute. Let's not get personal. What's wrong with my family?
All right, take your father. Boy, him and his corny jokes.
Corny jokes. I noticed you got hysterical every time he opened his mouth.
Well, that's because I didn't want to hurt his feelings. I was being polite.
Oh, just like you were being polite when you ate everything in the house except the furniture?
Well, I might have eaten an awful lot, but I didn't enjoy it.
Oh, no, you just didn't want to hurt my mother's feelings.
Yeah, well, she can't cook like my mother.
She doesn't have to. She only has to feed people, not a human garbage disposal.
The way you slap around with all that grease all over your face and those curlers, you sure don't help a guy's appetite any.
Richard Harrison, you are the rudest, most ungrateful person I have ever known, and I never want to see you again.
Boy, is she sensitive.
You see, honey, when two people live together, their personalities are bound to clash and create some friction for a while.
But I thought I knew him so well.
Look at it this way, dear. It's kind of a rehearsal for marriage.
If that's the rehearsal, I'm not sticking around for the show.
You'll change your mind.
Now, of course you will. Marriage is a series of adjustments. Rough edges have to be smoothed out, compromises made, and that's a full-time job.
That's what I said. I'm not sticking around for the show.
Believe me, darling, it's worth the effort.
Well worth it.
Did you two go through all that torture?
I'll tell you a little secret. We still do occasionally.
Well, anyway, I guess I'll just have to find somebody else to rub edges with. After that hassle we had, I'll never see her. I'll get it. Richard.
Well, hello, Richard.
Hi, Rich.
My mother told me on the phone to give you flowers after I left.
Richard, wait a minute. Now, look, we've all known each other too long to let a little misunderstanding ruin our friendship.
He's right, Richard. I'm awfully sorry about what happened, Richard. Will you forgive us?
Please, Rich.
You mean you're not mad at me?
Of course not.
Why would anybody be mad? We were glad to have you.
Of course, Rich. It was a great experience.
Oh, gee, thanks. You're not just saying that to make me feel better.
Of course not.
What are friends for?
Anytime your folks are out of town, you're welcome to stay here.
Oh, boy, that's great. I just got a wire from Mom. As long as everything's going so well here, Mom and Dad are going to stay another week.
Well.
That's great, Rich.
Eileen, you know, you really turned me on.
Are you sure it's all right?
All right. It's a guess.
No, I mean my being here.
Well, sure. Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know. It's just kind of spooky. Your date bringing you to another girl's house.
Oh, don't worry about that. The Lanes want me to feel like one of the family.
I know, but
You know
still.
what I said to myself the first time I saw you?
Richard.
That's right. I said to myself, Richard.
Hi, Rich. Oh, hello, Eileen. Say, would you kids like a sandwich?
Now?
Well, sure. You come out of the kitchen and I'll fix you something nice.
Hattie, we're not hungry and we're not going into the kitchen.
Oh, all right. Then I'll go in and get a sandwich and come back here and we'll all sit down and have a nice little chat.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. The Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins.
it's swell.
But what do you really think?
Patty, will you cut it out?
I've just decided. It's going straight into my closet. I'm not even going to inflict it on my poor family.
Okay, Rembrandt, I'll see you tomorrow.
Rich,
Yeah?
what do you really, really think?
It's terrific, will ya?
Oh, hi, honey.
Hi, Mom.
How's school today?
Oh, great.
Say, what do you got there?
Nothing.
Daddy, what are you smuggling into the house?
Well, something I painted in art class today.
A painting? Well, let's have a look.
Nah, you wouldn't be interested.
Of course I would. Let's see.
Okay. Now, Mom, if you absolutely hate, loathe, and despise it, and you will, you don't have to say it's wonderful.
Patty, it isn't as though I were expecting a genuine Picasso.
Oh, what?
Oh, I think it's charming. I really do.
It's in a style they call op art.
It certainly is.
That's a new school of painting,
Yes, I know.
which I just flunked out of, is what you're trying to say, isn't it?
Not for a moment. Here, let's take it into the living room where the light's better.
You really think you should?
Certainly. Imagine, we've got a painter in the family.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet.
The ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet! Still they're cousins, identical cousins, stand you apart. They laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
It's, very interesting. It shows a great feeling for color and design.
You see? Kathy likes it too.
Oh, I'll bet.
Who wouldn't? I defy anyone to look at this painting and not be impressed.
Hi, Mom. What's for dinner? Oh, brother, where'd you find that?
Ross, your sister painted this.
I believe it. Well, sis, you can't win them all.
You see? Now he's honest. Loathsome, but honest.
No offense, sis. I just don't happen to dig this modern jazz.
Obviously. You've got it upside down.
How can you tell?
Ross, go set the table.
Gladly.
I'll help you, Ross. Anything to get away from it, huh, Kathy?
Patty, will you please stop putting yourself down?
Popo.
Hi, ladies.
Hi, honey. How'd it go today?
Oh, just the usual thing. Earthquake, war, shipwreck. What's new here?
Guess who painted a picture in art class?
Oh, you're not taking that up again.
No. Patty.
Oh, Patty.
Show it to your father, dear.
Well, it's really not very good.
Well, I'll be the judge of that. Let's have a look.
Okay.
Hey, how about that? Our little Patty might turn out to be another Vincent van Gogh. Oh.
You see? He said, oh, just the way you did.
Isn't it interesting, Martin?
Oh, it's fascinating. It's, it's really very, what is it?
It's called op art. Op is short for optical. You notice the way the design kind of follows you around the room?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's just no way of getting away from it. It's very striking.
Is that good?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I don't know anything about art, Patty, but I do know what I like. This isn't it. I said, and this is it. This is a first-rate job.
You're not just saying that?
Who, me? George Washington Lane, man known up and down Newspaper Row as Honest Abe.
Oh, boy, Papa, I'm glad you like it. You too, Mom. I mean, I know I'm no great shakes as a painter, but when I do something, I like it to turn out well.
And this painting did, Patty. It's just fine.
Yeah?
Oh, excellent.
It's splendid.
Brilliant.
Fabulous.
Magnificent.
It is?
Patty, it's not bad. I mean, honey, honestly, in its humble way, this is a real work of art.
Oh, boy. For that, I'll serve dinner and do all the dishes, too.
Well, my love, mission accomplished.
You don't think perhaps we laid it on too thick?
Impossible. Who was it who said, for the person receiving it, there's no such thing as excessive praise?
George Washington Lane?
Hail and farewell to you, fella.
Hail and farewell.
Oh, of course. Now that Patty's had her moment of triumph, she'll put that in the closet and forget about it. I'm speechless.
I thought it was the least I could do after you made such a fuss over it. Do you like the frame? I helped pick it out.
Oh, thank you, Kathy. That was very sweet of you.
And it was her idea to hang it over the mantel, too. Excuse me. You know, Papa, I was going to put it in your study, so every time you looked up from your typewriter, there it'd be. Would you rather have it in there?
Oh, no. I don't want to be selfish about it.
Well, good. I mean, this way the whole family can share it.
Hey, what's for breakfast? Skip it. I'm not hungry.
You're getting a little static from your son, the critic, who wouldn't know a work of art if somebody busted it over his head.
It means a lot to realize that day after day, this is going to be waiting for me when I come home from work.
Just think, Papa, even years and years from now, when I'm married and moved away, it'll still be hanging there.
That's a beautiful thought.
Patty, there's Cynthia. Oh, hi, Cynthia. You're over here.
Hi, Patty. Just a second. Louie, listen, about those 2 malteds I owe for.
80 cents.
Well, I still can't pay. But look, Louie. Here's a painting that I did in school.
That's a painting?
It's called Op Art. It's the latest thing. In the chic galleries, it's in.
In Louie's malt shop, it's out.
Louie, get in the swim. Listen, cancel the 80 cents and this is yours. You can hang it up on your wall.
Tell you what, you get that thing out of here. I'll not only cancel the 80 cents, I'll make you a free malted.
It's a deal.
Hi.
Hi. What's with the painting? My daddy told me to get it out of the house.
My dad told me to put mine in the attic. We don't even have an attic. Must be terrible to have parents who don't appreciate the finer things.
Get her. I suppose your parents flipped when they saw yours.
No, not exactly. They merely said it was brilliant, charming, magnificent, superb, and a great work of art. That's what they say. Next thing you know, it's attics, Phil. Depends on the caliber of the painter. My painting's hung over the mantel.
I don't believe it.
It's true. We put it up this morning.
This morning? That gave your folks all day to get rid of it.
Very funny. Okay. My painting is available for public viewing at any time.
Well, don't count on it, Patty. Your mother's probably using it right now to wrap up a fish.
If that's what we're having for supper, I'm having a hamburger.
No, it's not for supper. One of our neighbors brought it home from a fishing trip. I'm going to freeze it.
Speaking of dead fish, Mom, when are we going to get rid of that painting of Patty's?
Oh, Russ, I think you're being very unfair.
I'm being unfair. Do you remember yesterday when Billy Watson came over and he got that stomach ache and we thought it was the apple he was eating?
Yeah?
Well, it wasn't the apple that made him sick.
Will you stop exaggerating?
Well, you saw him. He took one look at the painting, blinked his eyes, fell down and fainted.
What about your homework?
Who can study with that nightmare in the house? Every time I think of that painting, my little body starts to quiver.
Ross, you know, I seem to remember last Christmas you brought home a couple of ashtrays that you had made. And everybody in this house was very polite about it.
I'll make you a deal. You cover up Patty's painting with cigarette butts the way you did my ashtrays, and I'll be polite, too.
Well, I happen to think that it's a very interesting painting.
Tell me one thing you like about it, except for the fact that it can be used as a dartboard.
Ross, one more word about that painting, and we're going to hang it in your room.
I did...
I really think the paper should get behind this.
Well, I'll take the article home and I'll give you my notes on it tomorrow.
Good.
How about a cup of tea before you go, Mr. Blodgett?
Well, thanks. That'd be very nice. Well, as long as I'm waiting, I think I'll have a quick look at this.
Fine.
Okay, I give up. What is it?
Patty Lane original.
Original what?
Painting.
Oh, I see. A painting Patty painted, huh?
Yeah, in school. TJ, I want you to tell me honestly what you think of this.
Honestly,
Honestly. Remembering that you're Patty's godfather.
I love it.
TJ, I can't tell you how happy you just made me.
Happy?
Yes, because we have a tradition in this household. When a guest admires one of our possessions, he gets it.
No, Martin, really, you're too kind.
No, I want you to have it, TJ.
I couldn't. I know what it means to you.
No, TJ. If you knew what this meant to us, you'd take it.
I really do have to run now, Martin. I'll see you later.
What about your tea?
Forget it.
Were you trying to foist that off on TJ?
He wouldn't foist.
Darling, I'm afraid we're stuck with it.
There's a story in this morning's paper about a gang of art thieves. I wonder if they're available for odd jobs. Do you suppose Blodgett has changed his mind?
Dreamer. Darling, you remember Mrs. Marlowe?
Good afternoon, Mr. Lane. I just came by to fetch the rocker Natalie promised us for the church auction.
Oh, the rocker. Yeah, I'll give you a hand with that now.
Thanks. Excuse us.
Oh, yes, surely. Interesting. Fascinating.
Be careful on the stairs, dear. Well, here it is.
Oh, thank you. My, that's interesting, Natalie. Is that something new?
Oh, yes. We just acquired it.
It's lovely.
It is. I mean, it is.
Very unusual.
Only one of its kind.
I'll bet it was very expensive.
No, the value is largely sentimental.
Every time we look at it, we choke up.
Oh, dear. Then I don't suppose you...
You don't suppose we'd what, Mrs. Marlowe?
No, I can't ask you.
Mrs. Marlowe, I beg you, ask.
I was wondering whether you would even consider donating it.
To your auction?
Martin.
It's yours.
You really mean you're willing to part with this treasure?
For a cause like this, why not?
What grand spirit.
Martin, would you help me find a tag for the rocker? Excuse us, please.
Oh, take your time. I'll just stand here and drink this in.
I wonder what else she's been drinking.
Martin, don't you think Patty might be upset if she came home and found her painting gone?
Well, not when she hears that Mrs. Marlowe fell in love with it and insisted on having it for the auction.
I know it's a compliment, Martin, but I think...
No buts. Somebody up there likes us.
Well, here we are, all set.
Oh, thank you. My car's outside.
Oh, I'll take it out for you.
And I'll bring the other donation.
Aren't you a pair of darling people? Oh.
Patty will be so delighted.
Patty?
Oh, yeah, Patty painted this. And when I tell her that you just had to have it for your auction...
Yes, indeed.
After you, dear lady.
Bless you.
All right, girls, follow me. Patty, take take my advice and send us home?
No, not until you get a look at where my painting is hung and I get a look at your faces while you're looking. Follow me, art lovers. As we enter the main room, you will notice an original Patty Lane titled...
You were saying, Patty?
Oh, don't feel bad.
That's an artist's life.
They wouldn't.
Of course not. It's probably on loan to the Museum of Art.
Oh, come on, Cynthia.
Thank you for letting us see your beautiful mantle. Come, girls.
Patty, dinner's ready.
Patty,
Yes, Papa?
I suppose you've noticed your picture is gone.
Picture? What picture?
The painting you did.
Oh, I'd forgotten all about it.
Darling, wait until you hear. Mrs. Marlowe stopped by to pick up something for the church auction, and she fell in love with it.
She did?
She did? I mean, she did?
Well, of course she did. Well, she was practically down on her hands and knees begging us to let her have it for the auction.
My painting?
Your painting. It's going to be auctioned at the bazaar.
And sold to the highest bidder.
Highest bidder. I'm dead. Why, Patty? There aren't gonna be any bids. It's just gonna sit there while people stare at it and make jokes, and I'll be so humiliated I want to die.
Well, sure, I can understand any girl wanting to join the French Foreign Legion. But why especially today?
Because tomorrow's the church bazaar when I become the laughingstock of Brooklyn Heights.
Patty, will you stop worrying about that picture of yours?
Richard, if I go to that auction and nobody bids for it, I'll just die of embarrassment.
Well, there's a simple solution, you know.
What's that?
Don't go to the auction.
That's what I love about you. You're so reassuring.
Oh, will you stop kicking up such a fuss? I can guarantee somebody will buy that picture.
But I've never been to an auction before.
Well, what's the difference? They just put things up for sale and you bid on them.
Yeah, but how?
Oh, lots of buyers have different signs. Some touch their nose, some wink, and some wiggle their ears.
What should I do?
Don't take any chances. Raise your hand and yell.
How high should I go?
Well, as of right now, if you go any higher than $4.95, we're both gonna land in jail.
Martin, you're not serious. You want me to pass up a golf game just to buy Patty's painting?
I can't do it myself, TJ. It's got to be somebody outside the family.
And tomorrow was the day that I was gonna break 120.
Hey, it's for Patty's morale. You always said she's just like your own daughter.
I wouldn't do it for my own daughter.
But Patty is your own godchild.
Okay, I'll do it.
TJ, you're the greatest. Thank you.
But you know, I just hate auctions. I get so carried away when the bidding gets hot.
Well, it won't. Don't worry. Not when you're the only one bidding.
Please, Louis, it's for Patty. You wouldn't want her feelings to be hurt.
No, I like Patty.
I promise I'll pay you whatever it costs to buy the painting.
Okay, I'll do it. But what do I want with the picture? I've already got a picture.
Okay, I'll friend for you at the auction. Well, what do you care about Patty?
Well, after all, she's my sister.
Well, that's what I said. What do you care about Patty?
Well, she's a dragon and all, but When the chips are down, I can't let the poor kid get hurt.
I once saw an auction in the movie. Ross, you realize that once the bidding starts, it can run into real heavy money?
You haven't seen Patty's painting.
Going, gone. Sold to Mrs. Hamill for $18.
Thank you very much.
I want to go home.
Steady, honey.
Now we have a very delightful example of modern art, painted by Miss Patty Lane and generously contributed for sale at this auction. Before the bidding starts, may I point out that this original, stimulating work of art is beautifully mounted in a beautiful frame that would be a desirable addition to any beautiful household.
Why is she making such a fuss about the frame?
Well, she's got to sell something.
Furthermore, may I suggest that since we are bidding on a work donated by the artist herself, may I urge you to bid with open hearts?
25 cents.
I hear 25 cents. 25 cents.
50 cents.
I hear 50 cents.
$1.
$1.
See, Patty, you thought nobody would bid on it.
$1. I paid more for the brush.
$1 is bid. $1. Do I hear more?
$1.50.
$2.
$2 is bid. $2.
$2.50.
$3.
$3. $3.
$5.
I hear $5.
Uncle TJ, what's he doing here?
Why, he saw the painting at the house. He adored it.
He couldn't wait to bid on it.
$5. Do I hear more?
$10.
What are you doing with my money?
Sorry, I got carried away.
$10.
15.
17.
$17.
19.
$20.
You nuts, Willie?
I'll split the cost with you.
$20 is bid. Do I hear more?
21.
What's the matter with you, Willie?
I can't help it. I'm very competitive.
$21 is bid.
$25.
30.
Oh, it's all right, Louis. Let him have it.
Not me. I know a bargain when I see one.
$30. That's incredible.
I know, it's a steal.
$50.
$50.
Forget it.
$50 is bid.
60.
65.
70.
80.
$80. $80.
$85.
Louis, please, you'll be sorry later.
85.
$85. I'm sorry now.
85 once. 85 twice.
$100.
$100. Going, gone. Congratulations, sir. It's yours.
You betcha.
TJ, I know you must really love my painting and never pay $100 for it.
$100? I paid $100?
$100 for an artist.
Oh, hi, hon.
Hi, Papa.
Patty?
Uncle TJ asked me to come by and sign my painting.
Isn't that sweet?
Oh, he's a great guy. Yeah, I'll show you his office.
I know where it is. I'll be right back. Excuse me.
She's just walking on air.
Oh, he's a prince, that TJ.
I wonder what he plans to do with that painting.
Well, I'm sure he'll think of something. Say, I'm just about finished here. Why don't you hang around for a while and I'll give you a ride home?
Good.
I can't wait to walk into our living room. Now.
Well, here's my patron, and he's got a surprise for you.
Surprise?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Martin. A little surprise.
Isn't he the greatest?
Martin, you know the old saying, one good turn deserves another. And now it's your turn to have and to hold.
What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins. times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
And then you can all try out, okay? Ready? And... V-I-C-T-C-O-T-O-T-O-T-O-R-Y. V-I-C-T-O-R-Y. V-I-C-T-O-R-Y. Victory! 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 Yeah! You see? It's easy. Who wants to try it first? How about you? What's your name?
Marcia Mason.
What?
Marcia Mason.
You'll have to speak up, Marcia. I've never heard of a shy cheerleader. Come on, don't you want to be on the squad?
My psychologist thought it might be good for me.
He's absolutely right. There's nothing like cheerleading for building up character. And you also get to meet some of the cute football players. Come on. Okay. Let's go right over there. I'll count it out for you. Start with the hands on your hips. There you go. Ready? And... Marcia, that's more like a cry for help than a cheerlead. Let's try it again. Marcia? Marcia, I was only kidding about that. Marcia!
Meet Kathy, who lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! Thought they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet,
The ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, the hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet! Still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
What will it be, girls?
I'll have a chocolate soda.
Patty?
Marcia, you order first, and think big, I'm treating.
Oh, no, Patty.
I insist. Come on, what's your pleasure?
Oh, a small lemon fizz.
That's not thinking big. How about a banana delight?
That's so expensive.
One banana delight, and I'll have a double fudge sundae with sugar-free sprinkles. I'm on a diet. As I was saying, Marcia, you can get on the squad. All you need is confidence.
Which I don't have.
Oh, you had enough to come to the tryouts.
My psychologist made me. And besides, I figured any dope could be a cheerleader.
Thanks a lot.
Patty, I'm sorry. I didn't mean...
Forget it. Marcia, you know what you should do? You should pick out one thing that you know you're good at and stick to it.
There's no such thing, Patty.
Why are you so convinced you're a loser?
Why not? I always lose.
Double fudge sundae and a chocolate soda.
What about Marcia's order?
Oh, I'm sorry, we're out of bananas.
See what I mean?
So order something else.
No. I have to go anyway. Thanks a lot for the pep talk, Patty.
Marcia.
See you around.
Oh, my. Yeah. She needs help, Kathy. Someone ought to convince her that she's not really a hopeless case. It might be difficult. Yeah, I know. It should be someone who's understanding and compassionate and warm, yet strong and powerful enough to get through to her. And you know something, Kathy? I'm gonna do it.
You sure I can't help you, Kathy?
Oh, no, thank you, Marcia. You sit. It's my turn to clear.
Probably break them anyway.
We're so happy you came to dinner, Marcia.
Yeah, we're always happy to meet Patty's friends.
Oh, I'm not really a friend. Just a stray cat she picked up.
Oh, come off it, Marcia. Of course you're my friend. And I'm sure you have lots of other friends.
No.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
No, I'm an only child. I guess after my parents had me, they decided to quit while they were behind.
Well, you must have had some playmates while you were growing up.
No. Oh, just my pet rabbit, Walter, till he went.
Oh, Walter died?
No, we had to get rid of him. He was always growling at me.
Marcia, why don't we go upstairs?
Thank you very much for a lovely dinner.
You're very welcome.
That was great, Mom.
She's sweet.
And a lot of fun.
Patty's latest project, Operation Build Up.
That's a pretty tall order.
Stand up straight. Marcia, you know something about that dress? It's you.
Why? Oh, what's wrong with it, Patty?
I meant it's just right. Doesn't it make you feel pretty?
Pretty? Look, Patty, I appreciate all the time you spend and everything you're trying
Marcia, that's why we're put here on Earth, to help our fellow humans. And I say that dress is you.
But, Patty, it couldn't...
There are no buts about it, Marcia. All you need is some confidence. Say to yourself, I'm irresistible.
All right.
Okay.
I'm irresistible?
Patty! Be right back. Up here, Rich! Marcia, do me a favor. Take off your glasses.
What for?
Oh, there's nothing wrong with glasses. It's just that when you're wearing them, it makes it harder for you to feel you're irresistible.
But, Patty, if I take them off, I can't see who I'm being irresistible to.
Oh, good thinking. Leave them on.
Hi, Patty. Oh, excuse me.
Richard, I'd like you to meet Marcia Mason. Marcia, this is Richard Harrison.
Hi.
Hello.
Do you want to go bowling?
Oh, I'm sorry, Rich. I'm helping Marcia pick out a new wardrobe. Try on the red one.
All right.
Well?
Well, what?
Marcia's going to try on her red dress.
So?
Go.
Oh.
I'll be right back. I want it to be a surprise.
Who's that?
Marcia's a very sweet, shy, insecure girl. I'm trying to help her.
And lots of luck.
Hey, wait a minute, Rich. You can help, too. When you see her in that dress, tell her you think she looks great.
What do I know about dresses?
That doesn't matter. Just rave a little. It'll boost her ego.
Patty?
Marcia, you look great. Just great. Now, believe me, not everybody can look great in a dress like that.
It's a bathrobe.
Because a bathrobe is even harder to look great in than a dress.
What was it you wanted, Marcia?
The red dress was too small.
Oh, I'll try on the green one. Thanks a lot, Rich. You're all heart.
There now. It's almost finished. Martin?
It's just me, Mrs. Lane.
Oh, hi, Richard. Patty's at the drugstore.
Richard, you've met Marcia, haven't you?
Last week. Hi.
Hello.
I'll walk over to the drugstore.
Hey, wait a minute, Richard. As long as you're here, we might as well get a man's point of view. What do you think?
About what?
About Marcia's new hairdo.
Oh, it's, different.
Richard, you're very observant.
What do you think?
I like it.
You see?
Do you really?
I just said so. It looks, sexy.
Sexy. Sexy.
Well?
She's a winner.
Me?
That's what the man said.
You mean I look nice?
Honest, Marcia, you look just like the kind of girl I'd be glad to take out if I was a guy.
Yes, Richard, we know what you mean. You see, Marcia, now you can start to live a little.
You mean go out with boys?
Yeah, that's the name of the game.
Patty, even if one did ask me, I wouldn't know how to behave. You see, I've never been out with one before.
Oh, come on, Marcia. You must have spent some time with the opposite sex.
No, only your pet rabbit, Walter, and they didn't hit it off too well.
I wouldn't know what to say to a boy.
Oh, that's easy. You just talk about things boys like to talk about. Like, what do we talk mostly about, Patty?
You. No, believe me, Marcia, it's easy.
No, Patty, I think I'd just freeze up.
No, you wouldn't. Now, look, I'll prove it to you. Richard, you go outside and come in again.
What? Oh, what for?
I want you to pretend you're Marcia's date.
Oh, a dry run. Oh, good idea.
Patty, I really can't
Marcia, it's easy. Just relax, okay? No, Marcia! Cool it.
Cool what?
Don't open the door so fast. You'll make the boy feel too secure. Just be casual.
Hiya, Marcia.
How do you do?
No, Marcia, that's what a butler says. Relax.
Shall we go inside?
Oh, thanks.
Richard, the girl goes first.
Oh, sorry.
You know, you need some polishing yourself. Marcia, you couldn't just let him stand here all night.
Won't you sit down?
Okay.
Marcia, you can sit next to him. He won't contaminate you.
Sorry, Patty.
That's okay. Oh, Marcia, next to him. There you go. Okay, now, snuggle up a little. Now, blink your eyes at him. Blink, Marcia, don't bat.
I don't know how.
Okay, Marcia, you go sit over there and watch me, okay?
Okay.
Hi there, silly boy.
Hi, gorgeous.
See, already he's warming up. Now watch his hand kind of sneak around. I have a groovy new album. Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
Okay. Did you get the lamp fit?
Got it.
Remember it.
Shall we?
I'd love to.
But, Patty, I thought you said everybody was doing the Watusi now.
That's for exercise, Marcia. This is war.
War?
Richard, where did you learn that new step?
Old Fred Astaire picture.
I feel like Ginger Rogers.
You are, baby.
Patty? Patty, want me to try that? Patty?
Fred and Ginger used to do a glide out onto the turrets.
I'm with you, baby.
Ow! What was that for, Patty?
Richard, how dare you try to kiss Marcia on her first date? You're doing great, Marcia.
Richard makes it look so easy.
Now try this.
Richard, what makes you such a groovy dancer?
Rhythm. Either you've got it or you haven't. Now let's see you do it.
I'll try.
I think she's got it.
Gee, Patty, I feel like a different person.
You are, Marcia.
Patty, it's 10 o'clock.
Oh, 10 o'clock. Oh, Patty, I think I better call my mother.
Oh, use the phone in Mr. Lane's study.
Thank you.
Right through there.
Thank you.
Honey, you're doing a real good job with her. You too, Rich.
Thanks, Papa.
Thanks.
I think she's just about ready for her first date.
Yeah. Who can we get?
You.
Me?
Well, she doesn't know any other boys yet, and she feels comfortable with you.
Oh, I don't feel that way about Marcia.
I'm not asking you to feel that way about Marcia. I just want you to take her to a movie in the Shake Shop. It'll build her up to be seen with a big man on campus like you.
Well, that's true.
Oh, I've got to run now. Thanks a million, everybody.
You're welcome, Marcia. Richard will walk you home. Ask her on the way.
Oh, okay.
Bye.
Come on, Marcia.
Thanks, Richard. Oh, and thank you so much for teaching me how to do the Watusi.
Well, that's what we were put here on Earth for.
She's really coming along, Patty. I think what you're doing for her is just wonderful.
Thanks, Mom. You know, I feel like, who is that guy who took over the girl and changed her completely?
Rex Harrison.
Isn't that the only real joy in life, though? To help others? I mean, to know that thanks to you, some fellow creature will go down life's highway and find the road a little easier.
Oh, that's very true, Patty.
I think I'll go wash my hair.
Before you do, honey, be sure and take off your halo.
How'd the date with Marcia go?
Well, you know Marcia.
Oh, was it really terrible?
Well, what do you expect?
I feel so guilty about practically forcing you to ask her to go.
Heck, that's okay.
Richard, you're the greatest. Let's go bowling tonight.
I can't. Somehow I got trapped into seeing Marcia again.
How did that happen?
Well, I figured if I took her out just once and dumped her, it might hurt her lack of confidence.
You really are something else. Okay, take Marcia bowling then.
I can't.
Rich, you can teach her if she doesn't know how.
Well, I thought maybe we'd go dancing someplace.
Oh, okay, I guess you can use the practice. Where are you going to take her? The Shake Shop?
No, Gaga Go-Go.
Gaga Go-Go? You always said we couldn't afford that.
That's what money's for, to help the needy.
I suppose so. Okay, well, we'll go bowling tomorrow night.
I'm afraid I'm tied up tomorrow night, too.
You're not taking Marcia out again.
She's taking me. Dinner at that new place, Lobsterama. She insisted, and I didn't want to let her down.
Can I get something straight? I asked you to help me to help Marcia build up her self-confidence. So last night you took her to the movies, and tonight you're taking her dancing at Gaga Go-Go, and tomorrow night she's taking you to the Lobsterama?
Right. And don't thank me, because you know, Patty, I'd do anything in the world for you. See ya. Patty?
Oh, hi there. I remember you. You're, Richard Harrison, a boy I used to go out with.
Oh, come on, Patty. I've been just doing
your daily good deed for dear old Marcia. Let's see now. You saw her 3 nights in a row last week, and you took her to lunch in the cafeteria today.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Kathy saw you there.
I mean, I didn't take Marcia. We went Dutch.
Kathy saw you pay for both trays.
Oh, I loaned her some money until she gets her allowance.
Oh, Richard.
Patty, the only reason I've been seeing so much of Marcia is to help her. It's like an errand of mercy.
I'll bet it is.
Well, if I was a doctor, and every night I had to run out to see some sick person, would you get mad?
Of course not, Richard, but
And if I was a pilot and had to fly up to the Arctic to rescue somebody off the ice floe, or even if I was a secret agent and had to take out a beautiful foreign spy for the sake of my country, would you be jealous?
No. Richard, forgive me for ever doubting you.
That's a little more like it.
Let's go for a milkshake. Marcia Mason for class president.
Yeah, didn't I tell you? I talked her into running.
You did?
And she agreed. Boy, that kid's really come a long way.
Richard, you may have forgotten, but I'm class president and I'm running for re-election.
Oh, I know that, Patty. But she couldn't possibly mind losing to a powerhouse like you. And besides, the fact she was running proves what a terrific job you've done on her self-confidence. Patty, what's the problem? Against you, she doesn't have a chance. Come on.
I've created a monster.
All right, kid, I want you to try this one. It's really simple now. It starts like this. B-I-C-T, P-O-P-O-P-O-R-Y, B-I-C-T-O-R-Y,
victory! Yay, victory! Hi, Patty.
Good afternoon.
I was showing the girls how you lead a cheer.
Oh, are you going out for the squad again?
I thought it'd be a lot of fun.
And incidentally prove to the voters that you're full of school spirit.
Patty.
Or was that one of dear old Richard's ideas? To help build up your self-confidence?
Patty. Did I do something wrong?
Wrong? Impossible, Marcia. You're one of the smoothest operators I've ever met. You should have seen her, Papa. She swept through the school like a new disease. It's all my fault.
Well, Patty, you should be very pleased that Marcia's come out of her shell.
Out of her shell. She crawled out of the woodwork.
You're just annoyed because she's running against you. But it does prove that she's secure.
The Third Fleet should feel so secure.
Patty, you did a very kind and generous thing, helping her to find herself.
Yeah. Now I wish she'd get lost again.
Yeah, but you can't expect that, honey. I mean, Marcia's a person. She isn't some puppet you invented. You can't decide she should grow just so tall and no taller.
I know that, Papa, but...
Honey, let me ask you something. Would it be such a disaster if Marcia wins this election?
If she wins?
Yeah, because it's possible. And if she does, in a way, it would be a tribute to you. Because it would show that she had impressed the voters with her confidence and her poise and her drive. And those are all qualities that you instilled in her.
That's right.
So if Marcia wins, you win.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
What now?
If I beat Marcia in that election, it means I failed.
And as we wind up this campaign for class president, we will hear from the two rival candidates. First, here is our incumbent president, Patty Lane.
Fellow students, I am in this race because it is a privilege and an honor to lead our class. However, we all know the saying in politics, it's time for a change. And during this campaign, I've seen you respond to a new face. You have sensed that my opponent is a girl with many fine qualities. She's a girl instilled with confidence and poise and drive. And therefore, although I've enjoyed holding this office, I say to you, let's pay tribute to these fine qualities, and in so doing, elect Marcia Mason as the new class president. Thank you.
So Marcia did win.
In a landslide. Patty's speech put her over.
She's quite a girl, our Patty.
Where is she now?
Richard is driving her home.
I hope she doesn't have a sudden letdown after all that nobility.
Hi, everybody.
Congratulations, honey.
Thanks, Papa.
Kathy told us about the speech you made.
Yeah. Well, after talking to you, Papa, I figured I had to finish the job on Marcia.
And you sure did, Patty.
Yep. I took her to the top. I taught her how to win. And next year, I'm going to teach her how to lose.
Martin?
It's me, Mrs. Lane. Hi, Patty. What's going on?
Oh, Patty wanted her hair a new way.
You like it, Rich?
It looks nice.
You think it makes me look, sexy?
Oh, I don't know. Turn around. Let me see the front.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. The Patty's only seen times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are
Just coming here on a visit.
Of course that's what he told you, because he doesn't want you going over the whole neighborhood blabbing that a famous international spy is going to be staying with us.
He doesn't want anyone to know?
Of course not.
Wait right here.
Ross, don't you realize that every move a man like that makes is top security?
Well, then somebody let the cat out of the bag.
Oh, this could mean disaster to David Matson. Papo! Papo! You've got to cable David Matson immediately and tell him not to come here.
What?
Look, have you seen that?
Yeah, I wrote it.
You wrote it? Papo, how could you do such a thing?
Well, I took a piece of paper and I put it in my typewriter.
You can joke about exposing David's secret mission to millions?
Patty, Mr. Matson is not coming here on a secret mission. He's just stopping by on his way to Tokyo to give Kathy regards from her father.
You really don't know too much about how international spies work, do you, Papo?
Patty, I wish you'd stop all this foreign intrigue talk.
Why?
Because right this minute there are dozens of enemy agents listening in under the rug.
Yeah, maybe this apple's bugged.
Okay. You two can joke all you want. All I know is that spies have enemies, and if they find out that
David's here. He just drove up.
He's here. David's here!
Young lady, I want you to remember something. David is here for rest and relaxation, and it's our job to make him feel at home, okay?
Of course, Papa. You can count on me. I'll do everything in my power to make him feel at home.
Thank you.
Kathy!
David, welcome to New York.
How are you?
How very nice to see you. Come in.
Thank you. Hello, Martin.
Hello, David.
Oh, it's wonderful to see both of you again. And so kind of you to put me up.
Oh, that's our pleasure. And this is Ross.
Hello, Ross.
Hi.
And this is Kathy.
Kathy.
Hello, Mr.
How
Matson.
are you?
Just fine, thank you. Did you see my father before you left London?
Indeed, I did. And he asked me to bring something for you.
He did?
Uh-huh. Here it is. I had a terrible time getting that through customs. Say, where's your daughter?
Oh, she'll be down in a moment.
She's changing her dress.
I have to warn you about Patty, David. She's convinced that you've come here on a secret spy mission, so...
Martin, since James Bond, our lives have never been the same. As a matter of fact...
Hello there. How do you do, Mr. Matson? Welcome to America. And we intend to do everything possible to make you feel at home.
Meet Kathy, who lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet.
The ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll. The hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet. Still they're cousins. Identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Are you going to go snooping around in David's room?
Oh, no, but I'll bet nobody thought to give him fresh towels.
You lose. Mom puts him in over an hour ago.
Oh, over an hour ago? Well, then they can't be fresh anymore.
What?
Nothing.
Just like a regular briefcase to me.
Oh, really? Would it interest you to know that I once saw a spy shoot somebody with one of those?
You saw a spy? Where?
In a movie. Where do you think? It was a fight to the death. And just when the enemy agent was about to kill him, the guy opened his briefcase and bang! It shot him.
No kidding.
Yeah. No! Don't touch it. It might be loaded. See those shoes?
Guns in them, too?
Don't be ridiculous. Knives, maybe, but no guns.
Knives?
Yeah, poison ones. Suppose the spy is cornered, right? He stamps his feet and poison knives shoot out of the toes. One well-placed kick and...
I'll tell you one thing. I'd never dance with a spy.
See that?
You mean it's not a can of shaving cream?
Ross, if you'd stop going to so many monster movies and go to a spy movie once in a while, you might learn something. You know how this works?
Sure. You squirt some on your hand, then you rub it on your face, you take a razor and shave yourself.
Look, you're a spy. You're locked in a room by enemy agents. They've got the combination to the safe where the Earth-destroying formula is kept. You've got to get out of that room before they destroy mankind. You take the can, you tie it to a doorknob, you light a match under it, and in exactly 5 seconds, you know what happens?
The doorknob gets a clean shave.
I should take off tomorrow afternoon and really show you the town.
Thank you, Martin, but the only place I plan to visit tomorrow is the office of a Dr. Harold Phelps.
Doctor, aren't you feeling well?
The girl I knew in London works for him, and one of the main reasons I stopped in New York was to see her. If that's considered sick, then I'm a desperately ill man.
Oh, he's definitely running a fever.
As a matter of fact, I think I'll go up to my room, call the lady, and aggravate my condition. Will you excuse me?
Of course.
Thank you. Oh, Miss Irene Wilson, please. She's not? Well, who's this? Her answering service? Well, may I leave a message, please? Yes, tell her the man from Interpol called. That's right. And it's vitally important that I see her tomorrow to continue the talk that we started at the embassy in London. Have you got that? Yes, she can reach me at 624-1098. Right. And just sign it Agent 008. Yes, I just missed by one.
Hello?
Hello, is David Metzen there, please?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. He just went out. Is there any message?
Yes. Will you tell him the lady in white called?
The lady in white?
Yes. And he's to come to Dr. Phelps' office in the Simmons Medical Building at noon tomorrow.
Dr. Phelps, Simmons Medical Building, tomorrow noon. Is there any other name besides the lady in white?
No, just the lady in white. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ross, can you keep a secret?
Sure.
David Metzen is meeting a woman spy in the Simmons Medical Building in a half hour.
You're kidding.
No. She's called the Lady in White, and she works in a doctor's office as a cover-up.
You sure?
I took a message from her myself last night.
Wow!
Come on, I'm dying to see her. I've never seen a woman spy before.
I have. I got one for a sister.
Oh, I'm just positive he means to propose. But if I know David, he'll have to be coaxed. Yes. Oh, I don't know. Mm-hmm. That's right. Well, I'm sure you will have no trouble.
That's her.
She doesn't look like a spy to me.
Well, of course she doesn't look like a spy. If she looked like one, her value to the service would be useless.
Well, of course, everything is just going to be fine. I'll just tell you this. I have no intention of letting Mr. Metzen slip through my fingers this time. If he suspected I was out to trap him, there's no telling what he'd do. Well, I realize the risk I'm running, but he's only going to be in New York for 1 day, so I have to work fast.
She's a double spy. alibi. She's working for both sides.
No kidding.
We've got to warn David. Let's go.
Yes. Well, all right. I'll speak to you later then.
Irene.
David.
Oh, you look great. More beautiful than ever.
Thank you. Are we lunching?
How does a quiet little Hungarian restaurant sound?
Dangerously intimate. But I'm willing to take my chances. Oh.
Patty, Ross, what are you two doing here?
Hi, had to take Ross to the doctor.
This doctor? Are you sure?
Well, of course I'm sure. Why, Ross has been going to Dr. Phelps. Oops, wrong Dr. Phelps. Well, have a nice lunch. Look at that. She's squeezing his arm.
So what?
She might be planting a homer on him.
A what?
Homer. It's a small piece of metal or a pin that sends signals back to enemy headquarters. If I could only get to him. Ross, I got an idea. Okay, come on.
What's the matter?
It's probably my imagination, but I've got a funny feeling I'm being watched.
It's not your imagination at all. You are being watched.
By who?
Me.
Silly.
Yeah, this is our stop. You and your big ideas.
Ross, I don't pretend to be experienced at this, but at least we learned something.
Yeah, never hide in the back of a truck.
Look, lots of spies go through worse things than that.
What's this?
Ross, do me a favor and button up. You're one of the gabbiest spies I've ever met. Let's go. There's the restaurant. Let's go. You see them?
Yeah, come on, let's get in there fast.
No, Ross. That woman's too dangerous. I'll have to take it alone from here.
Aw, gee,
I'm
sis.
sorry, Ross, but it's better this way. If I'm not home by dawn, alert the authorities.
Good afternoon, madame.
Good afternoon.
May I help you?
Yes, I'd like a table for one, please.
Oh, I'm so sorry, but we cannot seat singles. You must have an escort.
An escort? I'll be right back. Oh, Ross.
Is it over already?
No, come on, I need you. Hurry up. This is my escort.
I'm sorry, young man, but you will have to put on a tie.
Tie?
Sir, we don't have a time, and we don't have time to get one. This is emergency. Every minute counts. So please, please. sir,
All
you
right,
promise
all right, all right. Calm down.
that- Thank you.
We keep ties for customers.
Thank you, sir. You've just done a great service to your country.
One moment, please. Allow me. Do you wish to order now, please?
Yeah, sure.
I can't read this thing. It's all in French.
It's Hungarian. Would you like me to translate?
No, never mind. Just bring us 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Young lady, This is a Hungarian restaurant. We serve Hungarian food, Hungarian style.
Oh, okay, then just bring us 2 Hungarian peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So far away, I wish we were at a different table.
I wish we were at a different restaurant. This time's choking me.
Would you like to look at the menu, sir?
Oh, we won't need the menu for dessert. 2 chocolate mousse, please.
Very good, sir.
Oh, that's what we always had in London. You remember it.
How could I forget? I gained 10 pounds.
Istvan. 2 chocolate mousse for table number 1.
Got to get to David before it's too late.
Well, you better work fast. Here comes their dessert.
Wait here.
You know, coming over on the plane, I was remembering all the wonderful times we had at Brighton.
Oh, yes. Whatever happened to all those pictures you took of me?
You won't believe this.
Why didn't you have them developed?
I'll tell you why. I forgot.
Oh, David, is that all you think of me?
Not at all, Irene. In fact, I feel... I feel that someone's trying to tell me something, and I think I know who. Irene, let's skip dessert. I'm beginning to feel closed in.
All right.
Check, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Where are they going? Didn't he get my message?
Maybe he ate it without reading it.
I'll get your coat.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Miss? Hello? Why are you following me?
David, you're in terrible danger. That woman is an enemy counter spy.
Irene?
Uh-huh. We heard her talking in the doctor's office.
She said she's out to trap you.
Yeah, and she's not gonna let you slip through her fingers this time.
Well, now, that's information I can use.
Good. What do you want us to do now?
Go home and leave me alone with it.
No, David, I know you're trying to protect us from danger, but we're in this together. Right, Ross? Right.
Now, wait.
No, till the end of time, David. Right, Ross? Right. I'm honest.
Now, Patty, for the last time, will you please go home and let me handle this by myself?
Wild horses couldn't drag us from your side.
You will. I guess I'll have to include you in my, plans. Now, listen carefully. This is what she's after, and it's got to be delivered for developing without delay.
Right, where?
Do you know the camera shop south of where you live?
The Sherwood, 6th and River Street.
Precisely.
Right, is that the drop-off?
Right.
Okay, we'll get it there and we'll be back in no time.
Oh, no. Did you forget we've got to throw the enemy off the track? Look.
You mean he's working with them?
Well, he doesn't work for us. Now, we've got to convince them you're not on a secret mission.
How do we do that?
We'll use Plan M.
Plan M?
We've got to make the enemy agents think you're just a couple of ordinary kids out for an ordinary Saturday afternoon of fun and frolic.
Oh,
Now, first, you will go directly to the malt shop 2 blocks south of here.
wait a minute. There's no malt shop 2 blocks south of here.
There's one 3 blocks the other way.
I know, I was testing you. You'll order 2 jumbo banana splits. Now, the important thing is to act as if you're really enjoying the Sundays. You think you can?
We can sure try.
Good. Now, as soon as you finish the banana splits, move on to the cinema closest to the malt shop.
The Globe.
You're on your toes, Ross. Go in and watch the double feature. As soon as it's over, proceed to the camera shop, drop the film, and then go home. That's it. Come on.
finish your lunch just as if nothing's happened, then full steam ahead with Plan M.
It should come off perfectly if you follow these instructions.
Check. Commit that to memory.
Now, this is for expenses. Good luck.
Thank you, David.
I know you'll get through.
Got that down yet?
I'm sorry, but there is no peanut butter.
Why do you suppose he did that?
Why not? He's a waiter.
Yeah, but we still had water in our glasses. Maybe he was trying to eavesdrop.
You mean he's one of them?
I don't know, but let's not take any chances. Let's go. Get 2 tickets.
Now what?
After we see the double feature, we head for the camera shop and we drop off the...
Ron! I can't find the film. It's not in my purse.
Of course not. You transferred it to your coat pocket, remember?
Oh, boy. What a relief. I think of how vital it is. If I had ever lost it, I'd kill myself.
Maybe you better let me take care of it.
No, I'll...
You dropped it.
Where is it?
Must have rolled under another seat.
We've got to find it. That's love for death.
I know.
Mister, could you move your foot, please? Your foot, mister.
Excuse me. What's going on? Excuse me.
No, oh, I'm sorry. No, I can't see a thing.
Hey, what's going on here? What's all this commotion?
Are you the manager? You've got to turn on the lights. We can't tell you, but it's a matter of life and death. Oh, please turn on the lights, mister, please.
Calm down. As soon as the picture's over, we'll put the lights on.
No, we can't wait.
Then come back tomorrow. It'll be turned into the lost and found.
No, if it's found, we're lost. Oh, please, 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 mister, please.
Will you be quiet?
Will you turn on the lights?
You just don't pipe down. I'm going to call the police.
Good, we can use them here.
If Patty and Ross hadn't revealed Irene's intentions, I might never have gotten up enough nerve to propose.
You know, I'd love to see those 2 happy little secret agents, banana splits and double features. Certainly pay your assistant spies well, David.
You will, Irene, if you're going to get David to the airport on time.
Yes, we'd better hurry.
All right. Say goodbye to Patty for me, and don't tell her the truth about the mission. It might break her heart.
Oh, I'm sure she's caught on by now. She's just playing a game. There she is, officer. Arrest that woman for enemy espionage.
May I have a word with you, please?
No, David, we need help. Don't go, officer.
Patty, I've got the situation well in hand. Miss Wilson is accompanying me to the airport as my prisoner. Thanks in no small part to you and Ross.
Oh. Will she get a long sentence?
A life term, if I have anything to say about it.
Well, I'm terribly sorry it had to end this way, Miss Wilson. But I really don't think you were cut out to be a spy.
You don't think so?
No, but don't feel bad. You see, when it comes to spying, some of us have it, and some of us don't. Stiff upper lip.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. The Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two.
Yeah, here you are, son. Said, do you really need him that strong?
Dad, until I put him on, I thought you were Mom.
Papa, would you tell Mom I'll be back in a couple of hours?
Patty, you're not going out like that.
Why? What's wrong with it?
Halloween is months away.
Vic, you and your silly jokes.
Okay, knock off the guerrilla warfare. Now, why the Sub-Zero outfit?
Because Richard likes to keep the top down on the car.
Likes to. He has to keep the top down on that car.
Why?
It hasn't got any.
It's such a joy living with a funny family. I gotta go. Richard will be right here. See you later.
All right, have a good time, but be home early because I worry when you're out driving.
Oh, Papa, you don't have to worry. Richard's never had an accident in all the years he's been driving. See you later.
How many years has he been driving?
6 months.
What do you think you're doing? Hey, did you see that car ram me?
Yeah, I sure did.
Good, then you're a witness.
Okay. My name is Patty Lane, and I live right here.
Thank you, son.
That guy had no right to... Son!
Oh, excuse me. In that outfit, you look like a boy.
Well, I'm not a boy, and you can ask anybody. You can...
Sorry about bumping into your car.
Richard, what were you doing in that car?
It's my father's car. Mine broke down. I'm sure we can work something out.
I'm sure we can, young fella, because I got a witness here who saw the whole thing, and she says you were absolutely at fault. Yeah, this girl right here.
Don't look at me. I look like a boy in this outfit.
What was your name again?
Matilda. Matilda Fenstermeyer.
I thought you said your name was Patty Lane and you live here.
Oh, no, you're confused. Patty Lane is where I live.
Now, stop fooling around. You saw this accident, and you're a witness whether you like it or not. Or do you want me to call a cop?
Oh.
Well, now, is that Patty or Patsy?
A little of both.
Meet Kathy, who lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet,
The ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, the hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet! Still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Papa? Can I talk to you a minute?
Yeah, sure. What's on your mind?
You sure I'm not interrupting something important?
No, this is just an editorial on Red China.
Oh.
What's your problem?
Well, I need some advice, but I don't want to disturb anything. Now, if you're really busy, you can just say, Patty, get lost, I'm busy.
Patty, if you were disturbing anything, I would say to you, Patty, get lost, I'm busy. So quit beating around the bush and get to it.
Okay. Now, it's very complicated, so listen carefully.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. Now, A and B are friends. A sees an auto accident involving B and C. Before A knows that B is involved in the accident, C nails A as a witness against B, whose fault it was. You understand?
Yeah. But would you mind repeating the question?
I haven't asked it yet.
Oh.
The question is this. Should A testify against B, even though A and B are great friends and A and C don't even know each other? Especially when B is going to get in terrible trouble with his father. You follow me?
Oh, I follow you. I just don't understand you.
Well, what's so difficult to understand? It's as simple as ABC.
Patty, would you mind if we began this meeting all over again, from the very beginning?
From the very beginning?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Papa. Papa? Can I talk to you a minute?
Get lost, Patty. I'm busy.
Richard?
What?
Are you ready for this?
What?
On television the other night, there was this fugitive, see? He was in a big jam, so he decided to go to the people who were causing him the trouble and throw himself on their mercy.
Hey, Patty, that's a great idea. You mean go to the owner of the other car and ask him to forget about it?
Right.
Sure, and if I throw myself on his mercy, maybe he won't even put in a claim. I mean, I'm a kid, and I'm honest. Maybe he'll say, forget it. What do you think, Kathy?
Forget it. Oh, come on, it's worth a try, isn't it? I suppose so. Okay, Rich, you go call Mr. Tompkins and tell him we'll be right over. Patty, what did happen when the fugitive went to the people who were causing him the trouble? They turned him into the police, and near the end of the show, he was on his way to the electric chair. You see, Mrs. Tompkins, all I'm trying to say is that if you'll forget about everything, Richard will be happy to pay.
My dear young lady, why don't you let Mr. Harrison tell me about the horrible accident himself?
Horrible accident? It wasn't anything of the kind.
Just the same, why don't you let Mr. Harrison tell me about it himself?
Okay. You don't have to be so formal. You don't have to call him Mr. Harrison. He's just a kid. Speak up, kid.
That's right, ma'am. It was just a simple little bump. Neither of us were going more than 5 miles an hour.
If that. Those cars never got any closer than two kids doing the Watusi.
Naturally, you want to protect the man you love.
Look, all we want to do is pay you whatever it comes to for the small damage done to your car.
That's right, ma'am. I'm going to give up something I can do without and give you $1 a week out of my allowance.
Oh, but you two children misunderstand me. We don't want a cent for the car.
You don't?
Oh, absolutely not. Burden you and this nice young man, well, we wouldn't even think of it.
Oh, Mrs. Tompkins, that's fantastic.
I don't know how to thank you, Mrs. Tompkins.
Who cares about damages to a car?
Isn't that great, Patty?
Yeah, sure is, Mrs. Tompkins.
It's the doctor bills that are really important.
The doctor bills?
Doctor bills for a car?
The doctor bills for my husband, the victim of, shall we say, teenage recklessness?
No, let's not. Mrs. Tompkins, are you trying to tell me that your husband was badly hurt?
The doctors still don't know how serious his internal injuries are.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
What was that?
It's Mr. Tompkins on his bed of pain.
Could we see him?
If you promise to be very quiet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
You can see how bad he looks.
That's nothing compared to the way I'm going to look when my father hears about this.
I think he wants to tell me something. Is there one M or two in testament?
You mean as in Old and New Testament?
I mean as in last will and testament. Oh, I'm afraid you're going to have to go. He's too weak to go on.
Me too.
I'm truly sorry for you, young man, being involved in a mess like this. And I'm sure your father will be happy to pay us whatever we ask. Just to keep you from having this terrible blot on your record. Say, $10,000?
$10,000?
Our lawyer, Mr. Lewis, will be in touch with you.
Thank you, Mrs. Tompkins. We knew you'd be fair.
The thing that bugs me is this was the first accident I've had in all the years I've been... all the months I've been driving.
He really doesn't have any reason to be so agitated.
Then tell him, Papa.
I mean, the other man is just going to make a claim, and his father will hand the claim over to the insurance company, and they'll pay the claim, no matter how big it is.
Yeah, and then they'll cancel his insurance.
Ross, they wouldn't. Would they?
Of course they wouldn't.
Well, they might raise his premium a little.
Uh-oh. Mr. Lane, do I have to tell my father?
Unless he likes surprises.
It's murder.
Richard, why don't you relax about it? It isn't that bad. You know, I remember during the war, something like this happened to me with an Army Jeep. Only I didn't have to contend with my father. I had to break the news to a supply sergeant, and that was murder. A supply sergeant could ruin you for life. Actually, he's lucky he's only got to deal with his father.
Doesn't that make you feel better?
No, worse. Do you know what my father was in the Army?
A supply sergeant.
So long. See you when you get back.
From where?
You mean you're gonna stay in town and take the rap?
Oh, boy.
Poor Richard. Ross, I'd like to talk to Mom and Papa.
So talk.
Ross.
I've got just as much right here as you do.
Ross.
I'm going. But I'd like to know how I'm gonna learn about life if you keep sending me out of the room. Ross.
What is it, dear?
How can I testify against Richard?
Oh, honey, stop being so worried about it, will you? Generally, these things are settled out of court.
Yeah, but what if it isn't? Can they force me to testify against my own boyfriend?
Darling, why don't you do something to take your mind off the whole thing? Go for a walk or something.
Can they?
Honey, you haven't even had a phone call from the man's lawyer. Why don't you relax?
I'll get it. Hello? No, this is Mrs. Lane. Yes, that's right, Patty. You're the lawyer for whom? Wait a minute, he wants to talk to you about the accident.
I can't talk now. I'm going out to take my mind off the whole thing. Any calls for me while I was out? Yes. A lawyer named Mr. Lewis called you. That's a surprise. He called about an hour ago, too. He said he wanted to come over and get a deposition from you. I know. I can't do this to Richard. I'll just have to keep stalling him till I find a way out of this mess. Please hurry up, Patty. I'm running out of excuses. What do you mean? Well, one time he called, I told him I was your mother. Another time he called, I told him I was your brother. What do I tell him next time? Oh, I don't know. Tell him nobody's home and you're just a burglar who's answering the telephone.
Patty, where are you going?
Out, around.
Darling, you can't keep ducking it forever. You've got to call this Mr. Lewis back.
Mr. Lewis?
Don't play games with me. The man is beside himself trying to reach you. You know, he accused me of using an English accent on one of the calls.
He must be out of his tree.
Oh, not only that. He told me he called yesterday and a burglar answered the phone.
I'll see you later, Mom.
Hello? Who? Patty Lane? Who's calling? The Watusi Dance Studio. You have 2 free dance lessons for her? She can just answer a simple question?
I'll take it upstairs.
Just a minute.
Yes, you wanted to talk to me?
Miss Lane? This is Mr. Lewis.
I'm sorry I had to resort to such an obvious subterfuge, but you gave me no choice.
Hello? Whiskering, please.
What happened to Miss Lane? Hello!
Miss Rain? You want to speak to Miss Rain? Who is this?
Never mind who is calling. Who is this?
This, Leon, Japanese houseboy. Who is this?
This is Mr. Lewis.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Lewis. You from out of luck. Miss Rain is unavailable.
Are you sure?
I'm positive I had her on the phone.
Mr. Lewis, please, control yourself. No need to make a big McGilver. This is not Pearl Harbor, you know.
Now, you listen to me, Rayon, and you listen good.
You tell Miss Patty Lane that she had better return my call immediately. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Unconditional surrender. Patty, you're fighting a losing battle. You saw the accident and you'll have to tell the truth. Yeah, I guess you're right. The question is, did I really see it? What? Now that I think about it, I'm not too sure. What do you mean? Kathy, all I can remember is I came out of the house and I heard the crash and then I looked over and... That's it, Kathy. I didn't see the accident, I just heard it. Are you quite sure? Oh, doesn't light travel faster than sound? Yes, but... There you are. Aren't you just rationalizing? Yeah, but doesn't it sound good? Any jury would see through such a flimsy pretext.
Hey, Eagle Eyes.
Can't you see I'm busy?
Will you take a look at this coin and see if you can't make it out? Is it a 1915 D or S?
Where's your magnifying glass? Why don't you use that?
I can't find it.
You're always bothering me. It's a 1915 D, as in dumbbell.
Thanks, sis.
Never mind, sometimes he's... That's it, Kathy. That's it. That's what, Patty? That's how I can get out of testifying against Richard. You see, Patty, I'd really rather you didn't let me in on it. You see, you may need me later on as a character witness. I'm coming, just a minute. Hi, Henny.
I'm not Henny. I'm Mr. Lewis, Mr. Tompkins' attorney.
Oh, yes, of course. For a minute, you look just like my Aunt Henrietta. Won't you? I should have known it was you because you told me you were coming over. Oh, may I take your hat?
Yeah.
Thank you. I always admire a man who wears a derby. Can I take your suitcase, too?
No, thanks.
Oh, all right. Well, won't you come in? Excuse me. No, just make yourself at home. I know you want to talk about your client's accident, and I want you to know I'm willing to tell you everything I saw.
Tell me, have you always worn glasses?
Oh, no, of course not. As a matter of fact, do you see this picture? Now, up until then, I never wore glasses.
Oh. Well, I took the liberty of preparing a statement which I'd like you to look over and read and correct if necessary.
Yes, thank you.
Can you see that all right?
Yes, of course.
Can you read it?
Yes, of course.
Oh, boy.
Oh, thank you. You're right. That's much better. Uh-huh. Okay. Oh, would you like some candy?
No, thanks. I don't smoke.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I get you a cold drink?
Please.
Don't go away. Okay.
Oh, sure, just
good.
Never mind, I'm not thirsty anymore.
Oh.
Oh, Miss Lane.
Yes?
While you were in the other room, I took the liberty of turning on your TV.
Oh, good. Good.
You like that show?
Oh, yes, I love it. But I'm afraid you don't have it tuned in right.
Oh?
Now, I'll adjust it for you.
Oh, thanks.
You see, it's a color set, and you have to learn how to work it. But once you get used to it...
Miss Lane, yes. I came here to assist.
Patty, do me a favor.
Ross, don't you see that I have a guest?
But it's vitally important.
Please excuse me. Little brothers, you know. Ross, what is it you want?
I just traded for this 1926 penny. Is that a D or an S?
That's vitally important. It's a 1926 S. Now, will you please leave me alone? I'm very busy.
Very funny.
Mr. Lewis, there's something you don't understand. Coins, excuse me, are the only things I can see.
Now, Miss Lane, I have to warn you. When I get you into court, friendly or unfriendly, you had better tell the truth, or so help me, I'll have you tried for perjury.
Just don't see what good it's going to do us. They already tried talking to him once. What's the point of trying again?
Look, Rich, you know as well as I do that most cases never even get to court. People sue for $100,000, and then you hear they settle out of court for $56.27. Look, I figure if we go to the Tompkins and catch them off guard and offer them cash, they may just accept it.
Yeah, but Mr. Tompkins is in such bad shape.
Well, money's one of the greatest wonder drugs in the world. He might just get instantly well.
Maybe you're right. How much do we have in cash?
$56.27.
Who is it?
It's Mr. Tompkins.
But it can't be.
Hurry up!
See, I told you were wrong.
I know it was Mr. Tompkins. Do you mind if we pick up the blanket?
What, and expose him to a draft in his weakened condition?
Oh.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, he's groaning better.
Let's settle out of court.
I'd groan too if I had just run in the house that fast.
Are you calling me a liar?
I'm not calling anybody a liar, Mrs. Tompkins. All I'm trying to do is get at the truth.
Pay him their $56.27.
No. May I ask you a question?
Certainly.
If he's not dressed, why is he wearing a shoe?
That's a special shoe prescribed by our doctor to relieve the pain.
Pay him the $56.
Okay, Mrs. Tompkins, I guess we were wrong. I apologize.
From us, young man.
I sure hope not.
I beg your pardon.
It was nice seeing you again, Mrs. Tompkins. Goodbye.
Oh, here, Patty, shake it off.
My back.
It's probably nothing.
No, Richard, don't touch me until we find out if anything's broken.
But I just don't understand how this could have happened.
Oh, Richard, before I faint, get the names of all the witnesses.
Faint? Witness? Oh, well, you just barely stumbled on our step.
Richard, you heard her. You're my witness. Mrs. Tompkins just admitted I fell on her step. Now she's my witness against Mr. Tompkins.
What?
I know just how you feel, Mrs. Tompkins, testifying against your own husband.
Now, just a minute. Aren't you going a little too fast?
Woman to woman. Mrs. Tompkins, I know how you want to protect your husband from paying for the terrible pulverizing damage. I'll never dance again.
Don't be ridiculous. We aren't going to pay you a cent.
Pay me, Mrs. Tompkins? No, I'm afraid you misunderstand. I don't want anything from you.
Well, that's different.
But my folks are going to be awfully angry at you for ruining a potential ballet dancer.
Unless what?
Let's look at it this way, Mrs. Tompkins. You will win your case against Richard for $10,000, and my folks will win their case against you for $10,000, and then we'll be even. So why should you be the middleman? Why don't we just call it quits now?
Yeah.
All right, Miss Lane. You made your point.
Hey, Patty, how about that? I think you conned him in to get me off the hook.
How about that?
Okay, Patty. You can stop putting it on. She went in.
I'm not putting it on. I think I broke my ankle.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. The Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins. times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two.
106 inclusive. Thanks, you saved my life. By the way, Marge, are you going to the game Saturday? With Gary Shellhammer? Oh, he's really ultra. Okay, have a good time. Bye. Remind me to send her a Christmas package marked "Don't open before soaking."
Scratch, Gary. Are you sure I should be in on this? This intrigue is putting a dent in my childlike innocence.
Fran? Hi, Patty. Could you please tell me what our history assignment is? Pages 99 through 106 inclusive. Gee, thanks, Fran. You saved my life. By the way, are you going to the game Saturday? With Chuck Walters? Oh, he's really ultra. Well, have a good time. Bye.
Scratch, Chuck?
No. Put a question mark next to his name. He's still alive.
Well, I thought you said he was taking her.
Correction. She said she thought he was taking her. You know, Fran. She still believes in Tinkerbell.
I'm surprised Richard hasn't asked you to that game.
Well, who said he hasn't?
Well, what's the reason for all the phone calls?
I just want to see who else is available before I say yes.
Patty, I don't think it's fair to keep him dangling.
Mom, if I said yes right off the bat, and then somebody really dreamy asked me to go, I'd have a trauma for the rest of my life.
Yeah, but what's going to happen if he gets tired waiting? You know the old saying, bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
Yeah. But what about don't put all your eggs in one basket?
I think don't count your chickens before they're hatched is more to the point.
Wait a minute. How did we get into the poultry business?
Meet Kathy, who lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet,
But ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves her rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet! Still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
What I'm trying to say is this, Patty. Richard likes you. But if you put him down too often, his interest is going to cool off. And I imagine that there are other girls that would find him attractive.
Papa, when did you start worrying about Richard?
I haven't, believe me. It's just that I want to be sure you know what you're doing. Because when a man feels that he isn't appreciated, he becomes an easy victim for the first pretty girl who bats her eyes at him.
Papa, you've been watching too many late movies.
I assure you, it happens.
Richard falling for another girl? Impossible. Impossible. What is? The idea that Richard could ever fall for another girl. If it's so ridiculous, why have you been brooding about it all day? Brooding? Who's brooding? I know he has his faults, but when it comes to being trustworthy, he's like old dog Trey. Then why are you so worried? I'm not worried. Patty, I think you can carry on both sides of this conversation without me. If you'll excuse me.
Hi, Kat. Would you tell Patty Mr. Big is here? How's your piano coming, Kat?
Richard, I think after all these years you think you...
Think what?
I think that you ring the doorbell before just walking in.
Well, the door was open, so...
All right, I'll go get Patty. Excuse me. Became commander of the Carthaginian forces in Spain in 221 B.C. Don't leave this room till I give you the all clear. What's up? Richard. He thinks I'm you. Now it's my chance to find out if he can really resist temptation. How? By letting him go right on thinking I'm you. I'm sorry, Richard, but Patty is unavailable.
Anything wrong?
She gave herself an egg shampoo, and at the moment her hair looks more like an omelet than a head.
With one little egg?
It must have had a double yolk. She'll be devastated at not being able to see you.
Me?
Oh, now, let's not be modest, Richard. Yes. You're definitely the rugged outdoor type.
You're putting me on.
No, not at all. I can see you, striding across the moors with a pipe in your mouth and an Irish setter at your heels.
I used to have a dog, but he bit me all the time.
Perhaps that was because you didn't know who was master.
I sure did. When he bared his teeth, wow!
My, that will never do. You have a loose thread on your collar.
So what?
A man as impeccably dressed as you with a loose thread? Unthinkable. Why, Richard, your eyes.
Oh, what about him?
They're the same color. I never noticed before.
Gee, Kath, I never saw you like this before. I always thought you were the quiet type.
Still waters run deep.
I sure do. Well, I gotta go. I just wanted to show Patty my new carburetor I put on the car.
Oh, it must take great skill to attach a carburetor. I've always admired manual dexterity.
Yeah, and you want me to fix you up with him.
Oh, Richard, you have a keen sense of humor. I've got an interesting lifeline. Do you know what it tells me?
What?
That you're alive.
Yeah?
Alive, vibrant, full of electricity.
Oh, that's probably because my pliers accidentally touched my battery cable. Man, you should have seen the smoke coming out of my ears.
Richard, no wonder your fingers are so strong with those enormous biceps.
Kath, being Patty's tied up, and you're her cousin, and you're crazy about carburetors. Well, why don't we go for a ride and try it out? I mean, the new carburetor.
Yes. Tell Kathy what you're thinking about.
Well, I was thinking about that new carburetor. Now that I put that new dual on, it's really two carburetors in one.
Richard, I was wrong about your eyes. They are different.
I haven't got them both synchronized yet.
One of them has little gold flecks in it.
It squirts gas when my motor gets overheated.
And your chin. It's got a little dimple in it.
It's got a needle valve that gets stuck sometimes.
And your nose. It's absolutely patrician.
Not bad, considering I picked it up in a junkyard.
Richard, why are you so distant?
Distant? If I was any closer, I'd... Richard? Sorry, Patty, I've got to get to class. The first bell rang.
Where'd you go after you left my house last night?
Last night?
Yeah.
When you say last night, what do you mean?
I mean the day before today, only after the sun went down.
Oh, last night. Yeah. Well, wasn't that the bell?
I promise I'll let you know when I hear it. Now, about last night.
Yeah. Well, I drove around for a while.
By yourself?
Mainly.
Did you have fun?
Fun?
Yeah, F-U-N, fun.
What kind of fun can you have driving around by yourself? Mainly.
You know what's a shame?
What?
Well, I mean, as long as I couldn't go, it's too bad you didn't take Kathy out. I mean, then you wouldn't have been driving around by yourself. Mainly.
Well, I guess, yeah. Oh, you can't tell me that wasn't the bell. I've got to get to my Kathy. Civics class.
Let go of that boy. He just stood there with that silly grin on his face trying to pretend he wasn't out with you. With me? Well, you know what I mean. Papa was absolutely right. About what? About Richard. The first pretty face that came along, you went, "Hey," just as if I wasn't even alive. When are you going to learn to knock?
Number one boy downstairs. Await your arrival.
Aren't you going down? No. For all I care, number one boy can get right back in his rickshaw and head for outer Mongolia. Patty, that's not fair. And neither is the test you gave him. After all, even if he was out with me, even if he thought he was out with me, he was out with you. And the real you must have come through, and that's what he liked about me. I mean you. You really think so? Oh, don't answer that. I may forgive him. But first, I'll make him squirm a little. Hi, Rich. Having trouble?
Darn tie.
Here, let me help you.
Look, Patty, I've got big plans. Guess where we're going? To the city library to hear a lecture by Professor Ernest Krumholtz.
What kind of a thing is that to do on a Saturday afternoon?
Wait to hear what he's going to talk about.
Oh, what?
Your dictionary and how to make the most of it.
My what and how to make the what of it?
I hear he's great explaining how to use those doohickeys on top of vowels.
Oh, he is?
And if you don't know how to use those doohickeys, then you won't know how to pronounce words. You see what I'm driving at?
I'm beginning to.
And it sounds dull to you, huh?
No. As a matter of fact, it sounds fascinating.
It does?
Mm-hmm. I'd love to go.
You would? Swell. I'd hate to tell Wilbur and Cynthia we couldn't make it. Oh, what's the matter with me? I forgot. Just looking at Wilbur makes you nauseous. And you can't stand Cynthia.
Richard, look, you've really been too honest for me to pretend any longer. I'm not interested in your dictionary and how to make the most of it.
Oh, that's great. It's great you told me. I'll just call up Wilbur and tell him we couldn't make it.
Richard?
Yeah?
Look, it's kind of silly to do that. Why don't you just ask somebody else to go?
Well, I could ask Howard or Freddie or Pee-wee.
How about Kathy?
Kathy? Kathy who?
My cousin, Kathy. How many Kathys do you know?
Oh, that Kathy. Do you think she'd like to go?
Oh, Richard, I can practically guarantee you she will. I'll go tell her. Patty, not again. Just this last time, Kathy.
Darn carburetor.
Richard, I bet you told Patty that we were going to a lecture just so she'd back out.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh, come on now. You can tell me the truth.
Well, as a matter of fact, you might...
Richard, don't put that oily shirt in the hamper, dear.
Okay, Mom.
Well, it's so nice to meet you, Kathy. My, it's amazing how much you look like Patty.
Yes, I've looked like her all my life.
Richard tells me that you're interested in classical music.
Oh, yes. I wouldn't listen to anything else.
Tell me, how do you feel about Schubert?
Well, actually, I like regular ice. Oh, good old Franz Schubert. Yes, every time I think of him not finishing that symphony, it gets me. Right here.
I understand you play the piano extremely well. I suppose you're familiar with Schubert's Impromptu in B-flat?
Oh, What a question.
Oh, it's one of my favorites, too. Kathy, I wonder if you would play it for me.
Play it? You mean on the piano?
Yes.
How well do you know it?
Oh, I guess I've heard it hundreds of times.
Oh, then I guess you really wouldn't want to hear it again. You must be sick and tired of it.
I wish you'd persuade Kathy to play the piano for us. I think she just wants to be coaxed.
Oh, believe me, I don't.
Come on, Kat, do your stuff. Mom loves good music.
No, I couldn't. She wouldn't want to hear me play, especially in my condition. You know, hangnails, and my tennis elbow's been acting up, and blisters from stirring all that fudge.
Oh, come on, Kat. I know you're dying to play. I don't get it. Hey, every time I come over to your house, you're pounding away on the piano. What's with the modesty bit?
Well, we just won't take no for an answer.
Too high. Too low. Too bad.
Come on, Kath.
Oh, my, I'm terribly sorry, but I can't play this piano. It's out of tune.
Lacey, the piano tuner was here just last week.
Oh, well, you see, I'm used to tuning my own piano. Perhaps another time.
Oh, wait just a minute. Oh, where is it? Ah, here. I knew this piano wrench would come in handy sometime.
Come on, Kath, tune it. Hurry up, Kath.
Don't worry. There's still plenty more strings left. Welcome to World War III. What's wrong with it?
I don't know.
Sounds like it could use a shot of penicillin. I suppose you're going to blame me for that, too.
No, Kath, I'm not. I know you specialize in breaking piano strings.
I said I was sorry.
The first one was an accident, but what about the rest of them?
It must have been of inferior quality.
Yeah, sure. Well, you know those piano strings are going to come out of my allowance until I'm old enough to vote. Oh, you sure fixed me.
Oh, it's fine for you to talk after the way you've acted.
Kath.
What?
Do you want me to walk you home?
No, thank you, Richard. I think you'd better save those king-size mucklucks you call feet for stepping on your dancing partner's toes.
I'll have a chocolate soda. You better make that a double. Well, what do you know? She came back to beg me to forgive her. Kathy, I accept your apologies.
Apologies? For what?
Well, to start with, breaking all those strings.
Strings?
As if you didn't know. And how about the crack about the mucklucks?
I broke the string on your mucklucks?
Now try being funny about my losing my allowance for a year.
A year's allowance for a pair of shoestrings?
Either something's happened to your sense of humor or... Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
Richard, are you all right? Can I get you something?
A new head. My old one's got a hole in it.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, nothing. I'll tell you this. Two can play the same game. We'll see how Patty likes it when the shoe is on the other foot.
You wanted to see me?
Kathy, it's bigger than both of us.
What is?
What we mean to each other. Now, don't fight it, baby.
Richard, you flipped.
Sure, over you. We can run away and get married. I'll get a job. Oh, it's written in the stars.
Don't touch me.
Okay? That's the way you feel about it, Patty.
No, you mean Kathy.
No, I don't. I mean Patty. I've been on to you from the start.
Oh, sure.
Now, wait a minute, Patty.
Look, Rich, I don't know when you found out, but you didn't know that first night in the car. You were absolutely drooling, and I'm glad I found out about the real you before it's too late.
I didn't want to do this, but you're forcing me.
What is it?
Definite proof that I knew. It's a little note I wrote to myself. This is to certify that on Thursday night, Patty sat at the piano pretending to be Kathy. I am writing this document to prove to the world that I wasn't fooled for a minute.
Does it really say that?
Oh, I've been doubted for the last time. You know what I'm doing? I'm keeping this forever. Next time I come unglued over a girl, I'm going to pull it out and read it and remind myself that the girl of my dreams didn't trust me.
Oh, Richard, wait.
No, I'm sorry. You've hurt me for the last time. What is it?
I'm sorry.
You admit you were wrong?
Scout's honor. Tell me, how did you know it was me?
Masculine instinct.
Masculine instinct?
Sure. When a fellow feels that way about a girl, he's got a built-in radar that goes beep, beep, beep whenever she's within a mile of him.
Oh, Richard, I'll never doubt you again.
You keep yourself free, I may take you to the basketball game tonight.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Patty, that wasn't very nice.
I can't help it, Mom. I had to see what's inside or I'll explode.
Patty, I think you should bear in mind that this whole thing started because you didn't trust Richard. Now, if you open that envelope, that's just another sign of your lack of faith. You understand?
You're absolutely right, Papa. I should be ashamed of myself. Here, you open it.
Boy's penmanship leaves something to be desired. This is to certify that on Thursday night, Patty was sitting at the piano pretending to be Kathy. And I'm writing this document to prove to the world that I wasn't fooled for a minute.
Good old Richard. Hi, Rich.
Come on, Patty, let's go. We're gonna be late. Come on, Patty, let's go. What are you trying to pull?
You said you could tell Patty from a mile away.
Well, that's right.
This is a masculine instinct test to see how well that built-in radar works. Having trouble, Ruby?
Just a second. Okay, Patty, let's go.
That's wonderful, Richard. How could you tell?
Just like I told you. Radar, instinct. If you really must know, I smelled that perfume I gave you for Christmas.
It's great. Richard?
Yeah?
The next time you send me perfume, make sure it isn't gardenia. Gardenia gives me hives. I gave that bottle to Kathy.
Come on.
Here
sorry you even mentioned it.
Honey, you're letting in too much air.
How can I tell if I'm in here?
Don't talk.
Well, how's the patient?
She's got something. One of her glands is swollen.
Well, I don't know what you were saying, but I'll defend to the death your right to say it.
I'll bet $1 million it isn't 1 point over 98.2.
It's 99.8.
Pay up.
Ha
You have to stay home today, young lady.
Mom, I can't stay home.
I'm sorry, dear. There are just too many things going around. I'm going to call the doctor.
Oh, Mom, 99.8 isn't even a temperature. You'll laugh. Mom, maybe I'm just more warm-blooded than the average person. This is a disaster. I can't afford to miss school today, Papa.
You got a test?
No, but I have a dramatic club rehearsal and a meeting with the dance committee at lunchtime, and somewhere I've got to squeeze in my debating team partner.
And that's all?
Yeah, except for the jazz concert Richard's going to take me to tonight. So you see, Papa, I just can't afford to miss school today. Please explain that to Mom.
Oh, your mother'd be a lot more sympathetic if you were worried about missing history, math, and English.
Papa, I don't have to worry about history, math, and English. They'll still be there when I get back.
From Zanzibar.
Yes, dear. Yes?
Mom, do you suppose I could come down and watch some television?
Oh, you know what the doctor said, dear. You're to stay in bed until he gets here.
Oh, that won't be until this afternoon.
Well, that's when he makes his house calls, if there's no emergency. Well, if you'll excuse me, honey, I've got a lot to do.
Mom?
Yes?
Could I have a cheese sandwich?
After the big breakfast you had?
That was over an hour ago.
All right.
Mom, if you wouldn't mind another pillow, please.
Oh, sure.
Thanks, Mom. You're an angel of mercy. Mom, you may as well go all the way. Why don't you make one of those great grilled cheese sandwiches with ham and tomato and a little Worcestershire sauce? You know those special ones? And some milk, naturally.
Naturally. Anything else?
Yeah, some olives.
Is that all?
Oh, yeah. I don't want to be any trouble, Mom. Mom!
Yes?
I forgot to ask you something!
What is it?
I don't want to yell. It might hurt my throat.
Okay, I'm coming.
Mom, do you think it would be all right if I use the phone?
I really think it would be better if you just rested. And besides, who are you going to call, dear? Everybody's in school.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
If you'll excuse me, honey, I really have got an awful lot to do.
I know. Why don't you take my temperature again?
I really don't think it's necessary.
I know. I'll take my pulse.
Do that.
Oh, no!
Patty! What is it?
My nail is chipped. Mom, would you get me the nail file, please? Thanks, Mom.
Patty, why don't you make some phone calls?
But you said nobody'd be home. Doris Hartley's home with a broken leg.
Wonderful.
Hello, Mrs. Hartley. This is Patty. May I talk to Doris, please? In school? What about a broken leg? Oh, yeah, I guess 2 months is plenty of time for a broken leg to heal. So, what's new, Mrs. Hartley? The house must seem pretty empty without Doris around, huh? I got you out of where? Oh, well, you better put something on. You'll catch your death of cold, and then the house really will be empty. Hello? Boy, what a growl. Hello, is this Brooklyn Heights High School? Is this the secretary? Hi. I wonder if you'd do me a very large favor. Is the absentee list made up yet? Oh, good. Would you read it to me? No particular reason. I just want to see who's available for some phone calls. Me, I am, let's just say I'm a community-minded citizen who makes a hobby out of calling shut-ins. You're not allowed to give out students' phone numbers? I'll tell you what. Why don't you give me the numbers without the names? Hello? Gotta do something nice.
Natalie? So what's been going on around there? I've been trying to reach you for an hour.
I let Patty make some phone calls just to occupy herself.
Well, who's she been calling? Aren't all her friends in school?
Did you ever hear of the classified phone book? She's been poring over it like it was the Book of the Month Club selection.
In other words, she's feeling pretty good.
She's fine. Now ask me how I am.
Well, you were the one who insisted that she stay home.
Yeah. Honey, I haven't got any more time to talk to you. I've been trying to get the breakfast dishes done for the last 3 hours. But thanks for calling. It's good to talk to somebody without climbing the stairs. Bye, dear.
Goodbye.
Yes?
Can I get up for a minute just to get something from my dresser?
Can it wait until I get there?
No, it's vitally important.
I'll be up in a minute.
Oh, Mom! Can I have an apple as long as you're coming up?
I am up.
Mom, there must be something wrong with this electric clock.
Why?
Because it only says 5 after 11.
Well, that's the right time. What'd you want?
My makeup tray inside. Boy, time certainly drags when you're home in bed.
Certainly does.
Mom, could I have some tissues over there? I thought we blew a fuse.
Not yet.
Oh, I guess I'll need my pencil sharpener for my eyebrow pencil. It's right there on the desk. Oh, and Mom, could I have the mirror over there on the dresser? Thank you.
What's all this for?
Well, I have to do something to keep me from going wiggy. Mom, are you sure we can't get the doctor here any earlier?
I told you he just doesn't consider this an emergency. That lot he knows.
Mom? There's no rush about the apple. Anytime you happen to be coming back upstairs.
I have a feeling it'll be soon. Here's your apple, dear, and I brought a few other things for the rest of the afternoon so I won't be... What are you doing covered up? What have you done to yourself?
It's the newest look. The magazine says it's going to be very big this year.
Where, in Hong Kong?
Look, this article says makeup can uncover your secret self. What do you think?
I think you should put the cover back on. I'll get you a washcloth. I think you're beautiful. All right, honey, here's a washcloth. Now get all that stuff up.
All for one and one for all. I'm just trying to keep my mind occupied.
Well, I don't suppose you'd consider doing a little schoolwork.
In my condition?
Scrub up.
The bill.
Hi, honey. No. You're not interrupting.
I just wanted to get your advice, Martin. Do you think it would be all right if Bob Holton came over to visit Patty? He's the president of the dramatic club.
Well, I really don't know.
It's just that she's anxious to find out what happened at the rehearsal, and frankly, I don't know what to say. What do you think?
Why don't you check the doctor?
He already left the office. She seems in very good spirits. And frankly, I'd welcome anything that would occupy her.
Well,
I just wanted to get your opinion. Thanks, dear.
anytime.
Well, how'd it go?
Well, what can I tell you, Patty? Without you, the rehearsal was a shambles, an absolute shambles.
Oh, gee, that's too bad.
Oh, try to get those kids quiet. I'm president of the club, and I'm playing the king. And they still wouldn't listen to me. Now, how can you do a play like St. Joan with everybody horsing around? Let's face it, nobody can keep those kids as quiet as you can.
Well, Bob.
Nobody can yell as loud as you can. I have to watch my voice. Well, soon, Patty.
I'm fine. Really fine.
Those are glazed fruit.
Glazed fruits, just what I love. You want one?
Hate him.
How about some nuts or stuffed dates or fruit or candy?
No, thanks.
What's in that box?
Forgot. It's the St. Joan wig.
Ooh.
I want you to try it on.
Okay.
You should have heard Gloria Peterson reading your part. It was really something else.
Is he really that bad?
Listen, you know in the play where I say, preposterous that this frail little girl should lead the armies of France.
Yeah.
It's preposterous, all right. She's 2 feet taller than me. Don't move. Don't move.
What is it, a bee?
You are she.
Who?
You are St. Joan. Listen, do you feel up to a little rehearsing?
I feel fine. Now, why don't we do the scene where the king comes to visit Joan in her cell?
Good idea. We haven't gotten to the meat of that scene yet.
I think we've gotten to the ham.
Please be serious.
Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, I start, right? The king flatters me by his presence.
Wait a minute.
What's the matter?
Give me a chance to get into the mood. I can't become a cruel tyrant like that.
I'm sorry.
I'm a bitter old man. Old before my time. Life is cruel. I'm unloved, despised, not well liked.
What play is that?
Now you broke the mood.
I'm sorry.
All right. Well, that's the cell door. I'm just coming in. You are the king of France, even if you are bitter and old, hated and despised by friend and foe alike. But why are you hated and despised? Because you're rotten, because you're cruel, because you treat everybody wrong. For the man, isn't there a true heart of gold out in the human being?
Bob? Bob? Bob, I think you went in the wrong cell!
Who's that?
Bob. He's my leading man in the play. Where'd he go?
At the front door. Hey, do you think you'll be okay without a keeper?
Ho, ho, ho. What do you want?
Freddie Marshall's here, and in case you don't feel well enough to see him, he sent these up. And just after dinner mints.
Of course I feel well enough to see him. I have to talk to him about that speech for the debate. Hello? I got it, Mom. Oh, hi, Emma. How'd it go? Oh, you need my opinion, huh? Well, look, Freddie's here now, and Bob just left, and I doubt if he'll ever be back. Why don't you come by, and we'll talk about the dance committee in about a half hour. Okay, bye. Tell Freddie you can come up. You want one? One!
Dear, I just want to warn you, the doctor called. He'll be here at 4 o'clock.
Gee, Mama, I don't think I can work him in until 4:30.
And so I say to you, ladies and gentlemen, that my worthy opponents have utterly and completely failed to show us why the voting age should not be lowered. We of the affirmative, however, have amply demonstrated that today's teenager is fully equipped to take his or her place in the national scene. Yeah. And in conclusion, let me just say this. We teenagers are tired of being future citizens. We want to contribute here and now and not in the hereafter. I thank you. Hey, that speech is great, Freddie.
Thanks.
Now, what about your speech?
I'm working on it.
Oh, you better get cracking. The debate's Monday.
Hey, do you think you'll be all right by then?
I'm fine now, Freddie. The only reason I stayed home was because my mother insisted.
So nice. Oh, I really Oh, what do they have?
Nat?
Oh.
What is all this?
What are you doing home so early?
Well, you called and said Patty was giving you such a rough time. I thought maybe I'd come home and help, but it's like a congressman's lobby. What are all these kids doing here?
Oh, they're waiting to see Patty. That's Bob. He's the president of the Dramatic Society. That's the dance committee. Richard, you know, the girl he's talking to is Gloria Peterson.
Who's the man on the phone?
The doctor.
The doctor? You mean you let Patty keep him waiting?
Of course not. He had to call his office. I was just going to go up and tell Patty that he's here and to get rid of Freddie.
Freddie?
Debating team.
Natalie, I don't understand you. I mean, how can you let all these kids come here when Patty is sick?
I asked you and you said it was okay.
Well, you mentioned one, not a whole congregation. Here, put that in the refrigerator, would you?
What is it?
That's some ice cream for Patty. I'm going up and clear out her room. Excuse me, girls. Pardon me, I'm coming through. Excuse me, fellas, I just live here.
You sure you don't want one for the road?
No, thanks. I really got to get going. Besides, it's too close to dinner.
Dinner? It's funny, I'm not even hungry.
So, do you want me to tell the dance committee to come on up?
Nope.
Hi, Papa. This is Freddie Marshall. He was just leaving.
I know he is. When you get downstairs, tell the rest of the group that visiting hours are over.
Oh, but Papa, I haven't seen the dance committee yet. And Richard's here, and I hear Bob got back, and Gloria Peterson. Boy, is she gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, well, I'm afraid the doctor takes precedence over all of them.
Oh, is he here already?
Yeah, I'm just going to bring him right up.
Papa, you want a chocolate-covered pretzel?
Lemonade? Are you a loyal subject of the king? Are you friend or foe? Are you with Joan?
No, I live here. How long is Patty going to be tied up? Till the doctor leaves, I guess.
Stand aside! I must take my leave.
Okay, but you better stop by the gas station and have them tighten your bolts.
Well, you must be a very popular young lady to judge from the number of visitors down there.
That's when she's homesick. You can imagine what it's like around here when she's well.
How's her pulse?
Perfectly normal for a girl her age.
Of course it's normal. I bet my temperature's normal, too.
Patty. Has it gone up?
No, down. It's normal.
See? Can I get up and get dressed?
As far as I'm concerned, you can.
You see, that's what we need in the world. More doctors like you. Mom, would you have...
Nat, you know it couldn't be anything too serious. I mean, she doesn't even have a temperature.
And I say she has.
But you heard the doctor.
Martin, I felt her forehead. Are you going to compare a thermometer with a mother's hands?
Risk being called un-American? Certainly not.
I guess I might as well forget about Patty going to the jazz concert tonight with me, huh?
Oh, I'm afraid so, yeah.
Poor Patty. She used to love jazz.
Richard, you if you'd like to run on along home, I'll be happy to phone you later.
You mean you're throwing me out?
No, you can stay if you want to.
I sure would like to hear the doctor's verdict.
Well?
What is it?
The worst case of the sweets I've seen in a long time. You turn that candy store back into a bedroom and she'll be fine.
Thank you very much, Doctor. I'll take care of that right away.
You're welcome. Care for a chocolate-covered pretzel?
Thank you, Doctor.
Richard,
Yeah?
I want you to do me a favor.
You name it.
I want you to go to that jazz concert tonight with somebody else.
Oh, nothing doing.
Please, Richard. You can't tie yourself down to me.
Patty,
Richard, I'd feel much better if I thought you were having a good time.
Well, what kind of a good time can I have without you? I might as well tear these tickets up.
No, wait. You sure you don't want to go without me?
I'm positive. Besides, who can I get at this late hour?
How about Gloria Peterson?
Patty, in the first place, she's too tall. And in the second place,
Yes.
you break my arm.
You better believe it.
There's only one girl I'm sure would be free now. And that's Dusty Higgins' kid sister. I guess she'd get a big kick out of going with me.
There, she sounds perfect. Why don't you take her?
Well, I don't know, Patty.
Richard, I insist.
But, Patty,
Please, Richard. I must rest now.
Oh, sure.
Richard.
Yeah?
You know, I finally understand what Joan means when she says in the play, only through our own suffering can we know the suffering of others. Do you understand?
Yeah. But I don't think the concert's going to be that bad.
You feeling better, honey? I'm glad that you told Richard to go to that concert with somebody else. That was very generous of you.
That's okay, Papa. I didn't see any point in wasting 2 good tickets. And Dusty Higgins' little sister will have a great time. You know, I'll bet it's her first date with a grown man.
Grown man?
Believe me, Papa, to a kid, Richard's a grown man. You know, I can still remember my first date with an older man. Up until then, I guess I had been to 2 Saturday movies with a boy. And one day, out of the clear blue sky, Jack Nordstrom called and asked me to go to the museum. He was ancient. Must have been 15. I almost fell off my shoes.
Patty, Richard's here. He forgot the tickets.
That clunk. Oh, there they are. Would you give them to him, Papa?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'd forget my head if it wasn't tacked on.
You said it, I didn't.
I'm sorry, Patty, but I gotta go.
Where's Dusty's kid sister?
She's waiting in the car.
Oh, why don't you bring her up? I'm dying to meet her.
Well, I know, Patty. You know how embarrassed she is. I mean, knowing that you're my girlfriend, and, well, you know that whole story.
She must be excited, huh?
Well, you can imagine.
Yeah.
Well, I better get back to the car.
Richard? 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 She must be calling you because my name's Patty.
Huh?
Open the door, Richard.
The door? Oh, yeah, the door. Yeah?
You forgot my present for Patty.
Oh. She didn't know she brought you some candy. Well, I've got a split.
Richard, where are your manners? Ask her to come in.
Patty, it's getting late.
That's ridiculous. Come on in. Hi.
Patty, I would like you to meet Eve, Dusty's kid sister. Eve, I would like you to meet Patty, my friend.
Eve, I'd like you to meet Richard, the rat.
What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You you can lose your mind.